All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Tripod Podcast or the Tripodcast. I'm hosting today, Peter, and I'm here with Rocky and Jason. If you guys want to introduce yourselves.
It was good.
Yo,
My name's Rocky,
what's up?
and I fuck bitches and get money.
Yeah, that's dope.
Hell yeah, brother.
My name's JasonNova, and I like playing video games. I get
Fucking
way
nerd.
too intense into sports, like the NFL.
That's so brutally honest. For
And I
some
love
reason.
movies like Chinatown.
Okay, wow, that's a real mixture of shit there.
Yeah,
Damn, based.
Okay, diverse person over here.
You gotta stay diverse.
Back to you, Peter.
Otherwise, it feels plain.
Yeah, well,
Okay,
we
Robert
got some
Grimes.
honesty here today, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we jump into the game, not that we cover a shit ton of stuff beyond movies, but I just wanted to put in. I assume you guys have seen all of the absolute bullshit going on at Twitch.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
I think it's absolutely stupid. I don't understand how this platform still is like. Every year there's some new bullshit, but this is
So-
like.
I was going to
Yeah,
say, there's
go on.
one thing that essentially Rocky and me had discussed in the car. So, because Moist Critical made a new video on this today and talking about the terms of service, that it's still in there when you look at the terms of service. But me and Rocky already were like, well, it's going to take a while for the attorneys to redraft terms of service, like a week or two possibly before that to be changed. So, even though it still shows in the terms of service, it's probably because they're redrafting it right now because they royally screwed up, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing I only saw Ludwig's coverage, and he was like, yeah, like there's no way this is real.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they were ever, because it's like the stuff that they have, the large like money events like CS:GO, League of Legends esports stuff. That's like usually high views consistently daily, but that has ads in it. Like, there's no way that what they were talking about was just a blanket statement.
Here's the thing, is that I've said this so many times because people this is a thing of not understanding the law or legalese. For example, do you remember the BetterHelp scandal? Me and Jason have talked about this a few times. But do you remember that?
Yeah, I thought that didn't happen because people still advertise that shit.
Well, see, here's the thing.
fuck?
BetterHelp is a legit company.
Yeah,
It does work well.
You have to be.
It was always legit. Here's the problem, right? The idea behind the BetterHelp thing was that in their terms of service, it says that they are not liable for if like a therapist that you get connected with is not licensed properly. Now, this does not necessarily mean that they are going in and hiring people that aren't licensed, because that is technically against the law.
Everything's
What it's
online,
saying is
so-
that if somebody provides a fake thing to say that they are a certified therapist, that they can't be sued for it. If you go into absolutely any terms of service on any website, you will find heavy blanket statements that talk about things that may sound extremely sketchy, but what it's doing is it's simply trying to divert any type of legal responsibility to the person that actually did the thing. So if they get something that's a fake certification, then you should sue that person directly rather than BetterHelp, the provider. So it was never, and then on top of that,
terms of service usually get redrafted all the time just because the lawsuits occur.
They
And
get
then they're
redrafted all the time.
Hang on, we didn't think about
Yeah,
that. Well,
and the
let's make
whole
sure that
idea
we're not
is like,
liable
hey,
in the
we're
future
going
for
to
this.
try to make ourselves the least liability for everything.
Yes.
So also, here's what my, just from a legal point of view, is what I would say, is that what Twitch was doing was they probably had a very specific thing in mind. And I talked to Jason about this too, is that I have seen that there are people that will run ads directly within their, stream without using Twitch's in-brand thing. What they'll do is they'll just show it, and then they'll send that proof to the sponsor, and the sponsor usually has a contract with them to pay a certain amount.
Similar to if you watch any podcast. I'm just
Yeah,
thinking
and they're
Bad
like, hey,
Friends in
let's
my
do a
head
thing.
right now.
Or Abu and
But
Preach,
they
do the things
ads
for
within their
Manscaped,
videos.
right? And so they'll bring those things
Yeah.
up. Now, these are pre-recorded ads, and the thing is that there are certain companies, like Streamlabs, for example, that will work directly with people to do that. Now, what probably happened was Twitch probably had in mind very specific things, and they were probably thinking about things like Streamlabs that were helping people get ads directly into their thing without having Twitch get their hand in
Well,
on
they
it.
want that streamer
And
award
I
money.
understand that Twitch does need to pay the bills. At the end of the day, they make their money off of certain
Amazon don't.
subscriber
I
revenue.
honestly, I think Jeff Bezos is like, I don't give a fuck.
No,
Let it fail.
Amazon loses money theoretically because they pay creators for a subscription, even if
Yeah.
like the person's not paying directly because you have the Twitch Prime.
Yeah.
So like,
I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
use Twitch often. I don't understand how Twitch is still not like breaking even with the amount of ads they have. Like the
Yeah.
last 6 months, it has been atrocious to watch.
You
any
start when
Twitch stream.
you literally start like watching somebody. Immediately, the first thing that
yes,
pops up is a
an
3 to 4 minute
unskippable
ad.
ad,
You get,
and
like,
this is the problem.
30
yeah.
to 60 seconds of ads, and then every hour you get like 8 to 10 ads, unskippable. And it's like,
Absolutely, yeah.
It's just head to YouTube. I'll watch the
really-
videos there.
Absolutely, and that's the problem, right? Is
Yeah.
when you look at YouTube's ads, we have like paid for YouTube Red. Most people won't pay for YouTube
Yeah.
Red. I pay for YouTube Red.
It's
Fuck
worth
it.
it.
I use
there's
YouTube
a lot of
every
great
day, all
movies that
day.
you can
There's
get
some
on
good
YouTube.
movies that you
Yeah,
get for free.
like, I
Absolutely.
think the comparison to YouTube is great because I think there's no issue having live stream ads. The
Yeah.
thing on YouTube is when there's ads on a live stream, when it resumes, you can catch back up. On Twitch, when there's ads on a live stream, they put the
You're
little
fucked.
fucking Twitch thing in the corner. You can't see what the streamer's doing for like
Absolutely.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
you
like,
just
the
lose out.
fuck?
It pulls you away from that engagement.
Yeah, and then it
That-
also
that hurts the
forces
creators
it
more
either
than anything.
forces the creator to then push forward and say fuck everybody who's not a subscriber, or slow their their like stream to a crawl so that way people can wait and catch up.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's not a good thing that you want to do to creators. And on top of that, like we just talked about, the ads are much more invasive. They're much like usually sketchier as well. A lot of times there's some weird ads that have gotten on shit sometimes as like banner ads.
We've seen content creators selling like bogus NFTs, and we've seen them
Yeah,
sit
there's
there
shit like
selling.
that. Yeah,
Logan Paul has done
100%.
enough scams in one single like decade.
Yeah,
to
and the main
last a
thing is that
lifetime.
like Twitch, while they do have all these ads, right? They don't have enough people to sit through and watch them because most people will Twitch. This is my theory: is that on a thing like YouTube, I would say maybe 50% now of people use ad block. Like realistically, like when we're talking on a computer, and most people though watch YouTube on a phone.
because I
right?
think YouTube figured out like, hey, like we can't just make it, hey, no commercials. That's the reason why you're gonna give us $10 a month. They invested. I've seen better and better movies coming out to like premium YouTube.
Yeah, they'll have free movies with like
The
with
Mask
ads
was one
attached.
of them.
The ads on top that are less invasive, and they make it so you can skip them.
Yeah,
They're not as
15,
long,
30 seconds.
and if even
Yeah.
if they're not skippable, they're 15 to 30 seconds, like you said, and so
YouTube's, like,
that's not the problem.
incredibly tailored as well. Like where I'm at now, I've been watching YouTube on my TV more, and YouTube on TV has like insane amount of ads.
Yeah,
But I don't mind it because I'm like, well, you know, I get it. I'm on TV. I'm not gonna like get up, get the remote, and skip an ad. Like I'll
Of
sit here and
course.
watch it. It's fine.
yeah.
But then on web you don't get as many. But Twitch is just there's so many ads and
Non-stop.
they still don't make money. It's like fucking
Yeah, and
hell.
because also like there is like their Twitch's user base is slightly down, first of all, and then second of all,
Yeah.
most people I would theorize that while maybe
Well, when summer
50% of
hits,
people
it
use
gets worse.
well also so most people watch Twitch on computer.
Yeah.
That's my guess. Then on top of that, most people that probably watch Twitch on computer,
Well, because it's
are
best.
probably-
It's best for computer.
yeah, you're gonna chat, you're gonna do these things. You're
Yes.
not gonna. It's easier to chat on a computer
like
now.
like YouTube is tailored for mobile.
You're mobile, exactly,
Yeah.
and you're not gonna get an ad blocker on mobile unless there's some new thing for like Android that I'm not very
yeah,
familiar
like
with.
I've never fucked around with that stuff really.
Neither
the
have I.
thing is like when there's ads on YouTube, usually they're skippable. On live streams they're like always skippable, and I just skip them
Absolutely,
eventually.
yeah, 100%.
When there's ads on Twitch, like the only
They're
stuff I watch on
unskippable,
Twitch is esports. They're unskippable,
Yeah.
and I open up like another tab and pull it up on YouTube or something. Like I usually watch on Twitch because everyone's chatting there. But if there's like
Absolutely,
3 minutes of ads, I just fuck off, and then Twitch isn't getting viewership on the ads, so it's like
yeah,
it's not helpful for them.
100%.
If it was like 15 seconds and then I could skip, I'd probably sit there and watch it and then skip. But it's like I'm not sitting here
Yeah.
for one of 8 ads. Like
No, 100%. And that's the problem is Twitch, it drives people to either go to a different platform or use ad block. And my guess is that most people, when they go to Twitch, are using ad block or just saying fuck off.
Well, this because there's too many fucking ads.
Yeah,
we're
like
all
I
saying.
never
Like,
go
yeah.
to Twitch. I literally, as well, like I completely agree.
I
I've
will
had
not
it
go-
where I
it's-
go to
yeah.
Twitch, I pull up a thing. Hassan, for example, I watch Hassan.
I watch him on YouTube.
Fucking,
Yeah,
I
that's
literally watch it, and then like I used to like occasionally catch Destiny over there, but Destiny, I'll go over to fucking YouTube.
Well,
and
he's
he'll-
banned off Twitch.
Well, he's
So-
banned on Twitch now, and
yeah.
on top of that, YouTube never get. I like obviously I have YouTube Red, never get an ad for that, for obviously. But even otherwise, when I did, it's like it's much more manageable
No,
on YouTube.
I mean that's to me like
But
I'm
YouTube
just
has a
thinking
bigger
about
base,
this
let's
right
be
now,
honest.
but that's probably why they sit there and we're okay with like the bikini streamers because
Well, yeah,
like
they bring
these horny
motherfuckers in,
guys
yeah.
are gonna sit through as many ads as possible.
the problem
to
was
continue-
advertisers got pissed off because there was a big backroar
Yeah,
against
but
it, and
in
then,
their
yeah.
minds, they
Yeah,
saw
well, that's
this
why
as,
they
like,
separated and
these
said,
guys
"Hey."
are so horny, they're gonna sit through all these ads.
Yeah, well, that's also why they separated it and made its own like section, so that way they
Yep.
could sell ads
Just
for
chat and
cheaper.
section.
And then like I gave advertisers like, hey, if you want to pay for cheaper ads, you can do it on these.
yeah,
Yeah. No, it works. And at the end of the day, I think Twitch should just go be a
But
porn site. Fuck it.
3% of the
Allow
sc-
porn.
there.
Yeah, but even those sort of things like are jumping off. Like I really don't follow Twitch much, but I've seen they're restrictive on that stuff, and I've seen people like Corinna have gone to Kick because you can advertise like. I don't think you can advertise OnlyFans.
No,
on
you
Twitch.
can't. You can't.
So it's
yeah.
like, well, why would I stream on here? I'm just going to go stream on a site that lets me actually be naked
So
Yeah,
yeah,
and
and
advertise OnlyFans.
Yep.
yeah,
Like I feel like in every facet, from like ads for the users, revenue for the streamers, businesses, like Twitch is just losing money in every facet and doing things wrong. I don't understand it. It's like so mismanaged across the board. Like there's
Well,
yeah.
nothing that's. It's not like, oh, there's 8 ads, but they pay streamers a lot. It's like streamers.
No,
are
they
pissed
also
about
pay
how much
streamers
they pay
dog
as
shit.
well.
yeah.
It's like what
Like,
fucking.
I don't get it.
There was
60, 40
there
or
was
whatever?
something Asmon Gold had brought up that was very like key, which was what is it 3% of the screen size?
Yeah, 3%.
A certain pixels, but if you move that to mobile, all of a sudden that changes the dynamic.
Like the size of the
yeah, the
screen
size.
that takes up,
So like all of a sudden it seems bigger on a screen that it's not actually.
And what I
bigger.
mentioned was it's probably based on a 1980 by 1080 ratio.
Which, yeah, I
and
would-
so therefore, if it's like
Yeah.
more than 3% of that, then it probably is. And then that apparently, like,
But
because
it's
Ludwig
still
showed
so
it, it's a
fucking
little
confusing.
box.
Why are you making
No,
it so
dude,
goddamn difficult for your
3% is the
really
weirdest
weird.
number.
Yeah,
Like, have you guys seen the physical representation of
Yeah,
this?
I saw Ludwig's
Yeah.
thing, and dude, holy shit.
it's fucking
Yeah, like-
so small.
Well, I feel like if you're talking about like I've seen Ninja have on-screen ads.
Yeah.
I feel like they're at most 4%. Like if it's bigger than 4%, like not defending them. I think the whole 3% thing is just to crack down on specific people anyway. Like I think what you're saying, Rocky, is right. Like it's not like a blanket thing. I think it's just like they've seen one thing and they're like, let's add this rule so that we can punish this one guy or whatever. It's like
yeah, literally.
I think
yeah.
you're not allowed to stream in like bikinis and stuff, but they never punish anyone for it. But they add that so that if somebody
No,
really
their rule was that you're
Well-
only allowed to be in a bikini if it's relevant to the situation you're in. So if you're at a pool, you can be in a bikini. If
Well,
you're at
now
a beach,
all
you can be in a
the
bikini.
now all the people at Twitch, they're like, "Oh no, we're chill with that." Immediately, I'm thinking of the guy who sit there and came in his pants when he hugged one of his.
Okay.
And the
So
voice
that's
critical
what
had
terms
talked
of
about him.
service are used
I'm
for.
saying, like,
Is that
Yeah.
they'll use blanket things and they'll give themselves really general rules because they want to be able to be, one, the least liable, and two, to be able to ban anything that they want. Now, of course, it's going to make people weary because it's like, what the fuck does that mean?
they
but
said something
realistically,
about politics, didn't they?
no, that one was that you can't advertise politics.
Okay,
So you can't have like a political stream like
You can't say Biden 2024.
No. It can't be specifically like you're streaming a debate and then you're streaming a presidential debate and then you have an ad for something. You can't do that.
Okay.
It's like that type of shit. So overall, or like you're going to a march, right? You're going to a march. You're going to a rally. You can't have those things for if it's political.
Well, all charity streams are now done.
No, they literally in there say if you're a non-profit that you have an exemption.
Okay.
They
I
literally
think they're
say
just
that,
gonna
so-
backtrack everything. But did you guys
Yeah.
see the follow-up where they added a fee
Oh,
for leaving?
that's the one that's fuck you. The
That
simulcast
one
thing,
sucked.
is I've always said I will never sign anything with Twitch, even if I had the ability, because fuck you, I'm gonna stream on every site that I
YouTube's
want
like,
to.
I don't care. Fucking stream wherever
Why
you want.
would they be like, no, you can't stream? And so then they're like, no, you guys, by the way, if you want to stream like multi-stream,
They want loyalty.
No.
That's what it seems
No,
like
what they're trying
want.
to do is they know that they have one of the most intense user bases. Even though they're a smaller user base, they're very intense, and that's why you have all these fucking psychos that go in and they sit on Twitch streams for 12 hours at a time, and they type 22,000 messages a day, and they want to farm those guys, and they know that those guys are never going to leave, and that streamers already have a thing. Mm-hmm.
They know there's a lot of high-end viewers, but it's like a massive platform with 1 million viewers, and like Asmongold obviously doesn't give a fuck if they're going to charge him to leave Twitch.
Yeah, of course.
But if he leaves, and then like 1,000 other people want to leave, someone who makes no money on Twitch isn't going to be able to pay a leaving fee to leave Twitch. So it's like they're locking in the small like this fucking leaving fee on Twitch thing. I'm assuming it's going to be
like $25 or $35 or something like that.
Yeah,
this is one of the few things I've ever seen where it's like specifically targeting small creators to like
it's very
stop
weird.
them leaving.
Yeah, because that's nothing to any like big creator.
No, of course. Anybody who has decent money.
But Asmon
But,
said
like,
he'll take the whole
guys-
TK team.
Imagine if you guys had a contract and you were like, "Oh fuck Twitch, it sucks," and you wanted to leave, but now it's like, "Oh, we got to pay $25 to leave." Like,
yeah, it's stupid. It's like,
Just
well,
lock
I'm
in.
not making anything from this. What the fuck? Fuck you.
Yeah.
And then what are you gonna do? Pursue me? And that's what they're hoping. I'm guessing is that they're hoping that there are small creators that don't pay the fee, and then they go and they stream elsewhere, and then when they stream elsewhere and make a lot of money, they can then sue them in the back end when Twitch is failing. Right?
Yeah.
These are certain fail safes that you can set up for yourself as a company to be like, hey, when
But
we
they
need
can
to pay
only
off
sue 'em for
investors,
the
this is what we're gonna
25.
do. No. You would be able to sue them for any revenue for the content that they generate because that content technically
yeah, because
belongs
they
to
would have
Twitch.
broken the contract.
Okay.
right?
Exactly, yeah.
By
And
not
so at
paying.
that point, they can sue for any kind of money that you made because that content wouldn't belong to Twitch.
Oh.
Yeah. So and then obviously they wouldn't be able to sue for all of it, but probably like I don't know, 30 to 40%.
Yeah,
of it.
I'm just think Twitch is run by the VidMe team at this point. So.
I think so too. Yeah, like Duffy got in there and he was
Yeah.
like, "Let's
He's
run
like,
it into the
burst it
ground,
up.
guys."
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead.
Yeah,
and
I mean
we
that's
switch
what we
this-
think about all of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, let's lighten the mood.
Let's like
Um,
let's do it.
So we're gonna do like Disney live action films today, but I saw on something that Rocky was doing that he was talking about on TikTok. Oh, I didn't know this film was announced. So what I did was I pulled together a bunch of announced and unannounced films. So I'm gonna list off like a film with some details about it, and then you guys can have a guess whether it's an actual film that Disney's making or
Ooh,
Oh,
okay.
that's difficult.
Oh
That's
no!
Because everything is written
Is it
with
not
AI
to
right
the TV
now
show though? And
at
it's
this
not
point.
like we're not including TV shows. It's just movies, like theater releases.
no, yeah, these are just specifically Disney live action remakes of animated.
Still makes it hard. Still makes
Okay,
it
yeah, that's
difficult.
still hard.
You
Yeah,
know?
okay.
All right,
Yeah.
that
But
makes it
I'm
a
ready.
little easier
I'm ready
without
for the
including
challenge.
Television. All
Yeah,
right.
it does
Yeah,
a little
so,
bit.
like,
Okay,
You know, the example would be like the Moana film is getting remade with The
that's
Rock.
true. Yeah, that's
returning.
true.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we got the
Okay.
Haunted Mansion movie coming out.
That's true.
Yeah.
So they're making a live action Aristocats film directed
Oh.
by Westlife.
Oh God. Okay.
I think this movie came out when All Dogs Go to Heaven came out.
Like
Aristocrats.
okay, and that's. I mean, listen, I could see them
Directed by
doing it.
Questlove, yeah.
I think that is
I think
not
I think
true.
it's a movie.
I think it's not true.
I think it's a movie.
I feel like it is, but I'm gonna go the opposite of you. So it's not, and then we'll keep
It
the
was
point.
somewhat popular. I
so-
think it'll make it.
Okay, so I'm gonna say it's not true. What is
Okay.
it?
That's true.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
It just seems like Disney, all right?
No,
It's
that
like-
does
that's-
seem like a
I
Disney
remember
thing.
when
Like I said, I think
Aristocats
that's
came
true. But I was
out,
just going
it's-
opposite.
Yeah, so yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
One on the board for
yeah.
Jason.
nice.
They're remaking a live action Cinderella with Margot Robbie attached.
Oh wait, I don't know.
No.
They are doing a Margot, or not a
Yeah,
Margot Robbie. They
same
are
about
doing a
that one.
Cinderella, but they're not. I don't think Margot Robbie's attached. so I'm
Margot
gonna say
Robbie's
no.
too busy. That's the only
Yeah, I'm gonna
reason.
say no. But there is a live action Cinderella.
I can't remember what character they want Margot Robbie for. It was something. Oh, they want her as Sue Storm.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you got?
Yeah, that's That's not true. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All
I
right,
didn't know
cool.
they had it. They were doing a Cinderella.
I'm pretty positive that there is a live action Cinderella
Wow.
coming out. I'm like pretty positive.
That
I could be
was
wrong.
Just make Cinderella Zendaya.
Please, let's go. Base chaser moment.
They're making a live-action Hercules blockbuster, TikTok-based musical with
That
Guy
is
Ritchie
true.
directing and the Russo brothers.
Oh wait, okay. So I don't know if Guy Ritchie
That
and
seems
the Russo
very
brothers are doing
detailed.
it, but I know for a fact that they're doing a Hercules movie because it's somebody put it in my TikTok thing recently. Also, there was a live action Cinderella movie that already came out
No, yeah, I
in
remember,
2015.
yeah.
So that's right. I didn't. Yeah,
I
I, didn't,
can't
don't
remember
think
what
there's another
actress
one.
was the Cinderella character.
Yeah, but anyway, so I fuck. I don't know if Guy Ritchie is doing it, but just because of the
That's a-
fact that I know there
That's a
is
lot.
one,
Yeah.
why would Guy Ritchie do it though?
I'm saying I'm gonna say false. I'll say false.
I want to say
So
it, but I
you say
never looked
true,
up their.
You're right. You tired me,
But see, I need to. How many are there? I need to know how many like I have a chance at.
I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 more.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I can take the. I'll take the risk. What did you say?
I said false.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true.
Fuck yes! Let's go.
I figured.
Tied the
I-
board.
It was so detailed.
I knew this was. I knew this was Russo brothers. I think I was the one that commented this. I only just found out today it was Guy Ritchie directing.
Oh, okay, that's
Like,
crazy.
wow,
What was the last thing Guy Ritchie
Actually,
did?
might be.
Oh, he did the movie this year. It was The Covenant. Guy Ritchie's The Covenant with fuck, what was his name? Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay.
It was a war movie, yeah, about a guy in the Middle
That
East.
movie
Oh, it was
might
about
actually
the
be really
Middle Eastern like translator.
Guy
Interpreter,
Ritchie's hit or
yeah.
miss. I think.
He is hit or miss, but that movie apparently was really good.
It's
Okay,
kind of a weird movie though.
This
I
is
want
a really
you know
fun
what?
game. I'm gonna
The
have to
hell
set
with
something
it.
up like
Cast
this.
John
Okay.
Cena's Hercules.
Jason, why the fuck do you want John Cena and everything? It's
Oh,
John
well,
Cena and Dave Bautista.
alright.
That's all you ever say.
John Cena. David
No, he has a movie with John Cena on it. What is it?
They're making a live-action Tarzan film with David Leitch directing and John Cena starring.
Starring?
Yes, I think that's
Yeah.
true. I think that I'm hoping it's true. At least I'm hoping. Yeah, having John
Here's
Cena.
the problem
sing,
is that
that'd be
makes it-
great.
Nah. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna say. It makes sense on one level because like he is stupid, like plays a good stupid. He's not stupid, but he plays a good stupid character, right? Like a good funny
Yeah, he can
stupid
barely
guy.
speak English.
Exactly, and Tarzan
Yeah.
is also similar to that.
And he seems like he'd be down
But
to do anything.
he
That's the one
can't
thing I like
sing.
about John
I
Cena.
try. There's been bits where he's trying to
He's
sing
not
and
going
he
to
can't
probably
sing.
sing. Tarzan doesn't sing in the original.
Why
Tarzan
did you
sing.
say that then?
Just give him a song.
Oh my god.
Just get John Cena a song.
Fuck. Okay. It's not true.
And Jason, you said it's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's not true.
Let's
Yeah.
go. We're
you're-
taking the lead.
Maybe
Okay.
it will be.
Maybe I could see that
I
because he
definitely
does
see
play
that.
a good stupid guy. Yeah,
I think
Yeah, I could see-
James Gunn loves John Cena too
he
much.
does.
to let
Yeah,
him go.
he's gonna try to put him in every role.
I'm fine with that.
I haven't watched. I've only just started watching WWE this year, but I could see them pulling in someone else like Roman Reigns or something.
I
like a
like
big
I
Roman
could see that.
WWE actor.
Yeah, I could see
Any
that.
man who battles leukemia and sits there and still continues to wrestle afterwards, you have my respect.
He's not the best on the mic, I will say, but he's
he's got no. Actually, he's got way better.
I mean, I watched some of the
No, you can't.
pay-per-views with you.
No, Wiseman Paul Heyman has pushed Roman Reigns.
Paul
into another
Heyman
level.
is great on the mic.
Well, he's the greatest of all time.
on the mic.
Yeah, CM Punk doesn't even hold a
Dude,
candle
CM
to-
Punk is dog shit. I'm
All right,
sorry,
anyway.
we're getting way off
Yeah,
track here.
I love John Cena
Yeah.
and Batista.
Okay, yeah, yeah, of course you do.
Yeah.
I like John
All
Cena.
right.
I have like 5 John Cena shirts. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
you
lie.
see why you?
Because I loved him when I was a kid. He was my favorite wrestler when I was like
well,
12.
yeah, he was my favorite wrestler.
But the
as a
problem
kid.
is he sucks at fucking acting. What do you want me to say?
no, but he's less douchey Rock.
Oh yeah, he's way less douchey than The Rock. I'll never say that. He's
John
like,
Cena seems like if you met
I'd
him
much
somewhere,
rather
he'd be
have
like,
John
"Hey,
Cena
what's
than The
up?"
Rock any day. The Rock sucks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, sorry, we're getting way off track.
Yeah, no,
Go
all
ahead.
good. There's a Lion King spin-off prequel film
Oh yeah,
That's true.
That's true.
That's true.
based on Mufasa, directed by Barry Jenkins, the director of Moonlight.
True.
Yeah, true.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Damn.
Okay,
Yeah.
why did we know that? I don't know.
Because I already knew there was going to make a sequel to the live action Lion
I think
King.
we talked about this.
And
Why the fuck
there
did
was
we
a
go?
Lion King 2 that did come out that was
Yeah,
like,
we just talked
yes.
about this like 5 days ago. Actually, that's why we both know.
Yep.
I don't get, like, they're pulling in fucking Guy Ritchie, Barry Jenkins, like, what's
Dude,
going on?
I mean, listen,
They're
Barry
hoping
Jenkins is fucking
that
great.
they're like, oh, the problem was the
Oh,
directing.
Dude, what else
That's
did Barry
what
Jenkins
they're
do
hoping.
recently? Barry Jenkins, sorry, but yeah, Barry Jenkins just did something recently
Beale
that was
Street?
pretty. Maybe I'll have to double check. Yeah,
John
but,
Favreau didn't do too bad of a job of live action Jungle Book movie.
yeah,
But
I
I'm
don't
also
remember.
a John Favreau stan, so
Yeah, that's true. So you're a bit biased.
yeah.
Okay. What's the score? I don't think we kept
3-2, I think. Well, now it's
Yeah,
4-3.
we can take a second.
4-3.
Yeah,
Okay,
4-3.
Yeah, 4-3. We'll say 4-3. Fuck it. 4-3.
That's 4-3 you.
They're doing a live action remake of the Lilo and Stitch film with the director
Yes.
of Marcel.
Yes.
True.
Yeah, true.
That's true.
Wait, the director
that's
of Marcel the Shell with Shoes on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, yeah.
That's I couldn't watch it
Have
because
you
of the
seen
spiders.
that?
I have severe arachnophobia.
Have you seen that movie? Have you seen any like clips from it?
I personally haven't seen it yet, no.
So I think it's on like Peacock right now, but it's very
Yeah, we don't
hyper
have fucking
realistic.
Peacock yet.
Yeah,
I think it's like claymation
it's super.
mixed
It's like
with
mixed with
live action.
claymation mixed with hyper realistic live action.
I've seen the trailer.
Yeah, and
yeah.
they like he lives.
Well,
and
it
listen,
has the
it's
spider on
I
it.
think
Lucas
it's
the
the guy
Spider
with
is
the
kinda
I'm
in
pretty
it,
sure
yeah.
it's the guy from Lucas the Spider. I have no idea if that's true, but it makes it. It has these like hyper realistic
Well, we
little
stopped
spiders.
watching it once we saw Lucas.
Yeah, I can't. I have a severe arachnophobia. Like even in video games, like so. For example, Skyrim.
That's how you
I
know
went through.
Spider-Man is that great.
Yeah, I watched it and was
Yeah,
still
like, I
amazed by
wasn't
it.
doing
I
it
put
there.
through this. It was like, but there, I remember I went through the Ice Force, and the whole game I avoided. I didn't do the main story because I avoided caves, and there was one cave at the beginning that I didn't go into that had spiders, and so basically, I remember I was walking through the forest one day. I completed all sorts of shit, and then out of nowhere, an ice spider dropped on me, and I immediately threw my fucking controller, broke the bitch, turned off my TV, and I took the game back to Blockbuster that day. Anything that has spiders in it that I can't avoid, etc., I just can't handle. But Marcel the Shell with Shoes on had a
But you
really
got
cool
way
animation.
better since.
Yeah,
like,
I've gotten better recently,
Yeah.
but definitely Marcel the Shell with Shoes on was
Spider
like
thing,
better. Uh-huh.
the thing that comes down and like I'm trying to think of a way that's not spoilery. The machine in Spider-Verse, was that
Oh, yeah,
that
very,
fucked.
very
I
realistic,
hate
yeah.
how
Yeah.
like it crawled and shit. Or there was like one scene where like, there was like the big spider on the side of the building while he was swinging
Oh
through.
yeah.
No, or like any of the scene, or like when the spider goes through the like to the different dimension. Anything with that, like it was luckily cartoony enough for me to handle, but it
such a good
still
movie. Yeah.
triggered
It's just like,
my
I don't get over
arachnophobia. Yeah, it was so good that I was like, I'm gonna keep watching. But it's very rare that movies can do that.
But yeah,
Yeah, okay. So they're also doing a live action remake of Atlantis with Villanueva. Is that how you say that?
Yes. Yes, Villanueva.
that's true.
And I'm gonna say it's not true.
Yeah, it's not true.
Let's go.
That would be really good though. That's one that I
That
want.
would be pretty
That's why I
fire.
put that in.
I loved Atlantis. I
Atlantis
also
is
I
so
watched.
good.
It's such a great underrated movie by far. Like that came out. Titan AE. Have you seen that movie?
Titan AE, Atlantis, and Treasure Planet are like
Yes.
Treasure Planet is
Facts.
lit.
All three. Yes.
Treasure Planet is lit, and then is it the Big Giant, or what's the
My Gentle Giant.
My Gentle Giant? I
My
love
Gentle
that movie as well too. But anyway, I don't know what that's from. I
Oh
don't
no!
know if it's
Are you
Disney.
talking the cartoon?
The cartoon where
This-
there's the big like robot that
Oh,
like
the Iron Giant.
the Iron Giant. I
Yeah.
loved. I don't know what is
There's
that Disney.
My
What is
Gentle
that?
Giant was like about a like extremely tall person.
Oh really?
I think it was with Billy Crystal.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
It was a
Okay.
great movie
I
though.
think the only downside now is we're probably going to get Atlantis at some point,
Yeah.
but I feel like
Yeah.
they're going to cast Milo as like Tom Holland and
Wasn't it
Yeah.
Michael J. Fox? That was he was either the voice in Atlantis or he was the voice in the other one that you said. But I'm pretty sure Michael J. Fox was a voice in.
Okay. Or not Treasure Planet.
Oh, Treasure Planet.
Was it
Yeah,
Treasure
it
Planet?
was Treasure. I'm pretty sure it was either Treasure Planet.
I
or
love
Atlantis.
Treasure Planet as a kid. I
Yeah.
don't think I ever saw
Right.
Atlantis.
instead of doing
Mhm.
fucking Hercules with Guy Ritchie, they should have done Treasure Planet.
He should have. That would have been so lit.
That
That's
deserves
such a
a
good
remake.
fucking. It does, yeah.
What's the? There was one that starts with an A, like Annabella or something like that. There was an animated
Mhm.
movie that came out around the same time as.
Well, what's the one where there's the Emperor's New Groove?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
Emperor's
love
New
that.
Groove.
love that
That
one.
was so good.
That's a banger movie. We need the live action that one, but they won't cast
well,
it
there's
properly.
the Emperor's New Clothes. That's really good movie.
Oh,
Apparently.
okay. I've never seen it.
I'll
Okay,
just
what's
get the
Mhm.
So the last one, Sleeping Beauty, with Bryce Dallas Howard to star.
Fuck. I hope that's not true, so I'm just gonna say not true.
No. Yeah. No.
Yeah, not true.
Okay, thank God. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just
I
can't see her.
All right.
There's no way.
I
Well,
actually
here.
struggled going
Good-
through
good
these
game.
because
Yeah, good
I
game.
was like, I'll pull up the animated films and I'll find a few that haven't been remade and I'll make some shit up.
Yeah.
There's very few that are not being remade. Like
No,
most
that's
of them
fair.
are being-
It's so believable. That
I
Disney
had to
could do
go
any
all
of
the
it.
way to like Atlantis in 2006.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
hard to do. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
That's a random pull for sure.
Anastasia, I think that's what.
Oh yeah, Anastasia.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Great movie.
That's a great movie.
Great
Oh
movie.
wait, she was fine as fuck.
This.
dude. Oh my God.
Alright.
Jeez.
Go ahead and continue.
Alright. Well, Little Mermaid was great live action. That was great.
True. Okay.
Yeah, we can chat on the live actions. We've got one more game. So I turned last time, if you guys have been watching along, we did hot takes, and I put a bit of a twist on that to try and make it a game, and we'll see if it works out and stuff. So
Okay.
I've got what is this? I got two truths and a lie of hot takes here,
Gotcha.
and you guys can ask me, let's say, 3 questions.
Okay.
And you can ask like about anything
Okay.
to try and determine which of these is like actually not true.
Okay, so the Jimmy
And
Fallon
then-
version.
Yeah, and on the flip
Okay,
side,
cool.
like I have to if you guys ask me about the thing I don't agree with, I have to try and defend like a hot take
Okay,
don't
I like
agree
that.
with.
Yeah,
That's
I
dope.
like
I like
that.
that.
Okay, let's do it.
We're gonna see how good of a defense attorney you are.
Let's do it.
Oh
What
wait,
are the
I
takes?
actually I'm dumb. I have two lies and 1 truth.
Okay, got
Okay,
it.
that's
That
cool.
makes sense. That makes it a little
I
more
was-
challenging.
I was looking at one of these and I was like, wait a minute, I don't agree with that. Okay. So, I have the Rings of Power TV show is fantastic.
Okay.
The Wes Anderson films are not great,
Okay.
and Tarantino films are trash.
Okay, so that's based. So hold on.
Damn.
So Tarantino is trash.
Okay.
Tarantino trash. What was the second one?
I do not like Wes Anderson films.
No, do not like Wes Anderson. And then the
And
first one
Rings
was
of
that you thought
Power
Rings
is
of
a
Power was
great,
good.
show.
And Rings of Power is that is the Disney thing, right?
No, Rings of Power is
Okay.
Amazon Prime's or
Oh,
the Ring series.
okay. I don't know much about that one. You need to ask questions about them because you know about that more than I do. Okay, so and you said Rings of Power is bad. Is the take?
Is amazing.
Oh, it's amazing. Got
It's
it.
more than
Okay.
great. It's amazing.
Okay. So, what are the like specific things that you don't like about Wes Anderson films?
Okay, so I feel like the characters in his films are like really like too quirky and like that. I think the questions is good because I can add a caveat that I've liked the animated films. I think his like quirky characters and style works in animation, but like the live action stuff just kind of feels too quirky, too much for me sometimes.
Okay, so here's the thing I'm gonna say is that there's 2 things. First of all, your statement there sounds very Reddit based, right? Like that's exactly the answer that I feel like any Redditor would give, especially the fact that you threw in there that the animation is good. Although a lot of people do give that take genuinely. However, I feel like you're trying to appeal to me because I feel like I've told you that I don't like Wes Anderson films. Now I might be wrong. Maybe I never told you that, and I'm making that up in my head because I want to think that. But the point of the matter is for now I'm gonna reserve my answer. But that's kind of logic that I'm going off of. So Jason, do you want to go ahead and ask a question that pertains to it? These are the 3 things.
Yeah. What don't you, or actually, what do you think is Quentin Tarantino's best film?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
Oh, that is a really good one. His best film, probably the first Kill Bill.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So I'm leaning towards. Wait, yeah. First Kill Bill is okay. I like it.
Yeah, but it's a more mid,
Inglourious
and a lot of
Basterds
people will
is
give
the
that
best
answer.
film he's ever done.
And also, but it's also the most mainstream, right? So it's possible he's just never seen.
Well, no,
Tarantino.
Django Unchained is the more mainstream. That was by far the more mainstream. Glorious Bastards actually was.
Yeah, but
less.
Kill Bill has like spawned like all sorts of extra.
No,
media.
yeah, but it came from anime.
And Pulp Fiction also
So
kind of.
I
is
guess if
pretty
you
big.
like, I guess if you because you like anime a lot, so I guess you can see. I understand why you would see Kill Bill as the best one. So that one.
So
okay.
why?
So I'm gonna
here's
think about-
here's a
okay.
good question. Why do you think that it's a hot take to say that Rings of Power is amazing? Why do you think that's a hot take?
I thought it was like universally hated, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
you are right.
the most hated show.
Yeah,
Was it?
I've heard. Moist Critical's trashed on it. Everybody I've seen is trashed on this show. So it's weird because
I only
Rings
care
of
about
Power
critics. I only care about
started
critics. It's an
off
83%,
with,
so I
like,
don't give.
This
Yeah.
actually might be good, and then something.
So wait,
happened.
hold on. I'm sorry. I need to clarify. So you don't have a reason other than like you just think other people hate it. That's it. Like, what's the hot take aspect of it? Like, what to you is so good about it that you're like, this is a hot take that you disagree with everybody on? What's the thing?
Oh, like I just loved the whole show. I thought every aspect of it was amazing. I was surprised that it was like getting hated on, and I guess
Okay.
it's become a hot take now because it's just like
Okay.
universally seen as a
So
shit
here's
show,
the
but
thing. I
it's
think that you usually agree with audiences, and we've talked about that before. I always agree with critics. I think audiences are fucking retarded.
Rotten
Genuinely,
Tomatoes, the audiences have Rings of Power down.
Rings of Power on audience is down. Yeah, it's at 38%, but critics
Yeah.
loved it. That's why I only look at critics. I don't even care what the users say because users are almost always
Yeah.
wrong. Fuck the users. They're so stupid. Anyway, I'm sorry to but
I
anyway.
think I know I have two more questions, but
Yeah.
I honestly I think I know which one I'm gonna.
Okay,
go with.
okay. Well, here, do you want to do one more question then, and I'll use my last one? or-
So what do you think of Wes Anderson's color grading?
Okay. It's a little bit of a softball, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think the like color choices and the color grading is very much like to stand out, I guess. Like it just always rubs me as like just trying to be different. I don't know. Especially after, like, I feel like Spider-Verse is one of those films that uses stuff correctly, whereas the Wes Anderson stuff I've seen just kind of like it's just there.
It's like like it's just like
Yeah.
this is the
Yeah.
painting. That's it. Well, what
I
did
mean,
you?
the
What was the
new
thing
thing
on
looks
Wes Anderson?
interesting.
Well,
was the thing on Wes
I
Anderson?
don't like
that he just doesn't like Wes Anderson.
his films. Yeah.
That's what so then I'm gonna ask one more question about Tarantino. Let me think about
my
this.
last question will be about Tarantino too.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try to give me here. You know what? Do you have a question already, or should?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. I need to figure out my movie.
Quentin Tarantino has been known for essentially being, hey, the entire industry's fucking against me. What
Tell me
have
about
you
that.
seen? Yeah, exactly. Have you seen what? Like, what did you think of Django Unchained?
I thought it was alright. It's very like over the top, I guess is the word, like gratuitous.
Okay.
A bit much, I think, but there were a lot of good performances in it.
Okay.
The direction was very like over the top and just
Okay.
a bit much.
What do you think is
That's
the,
actually a good because
what do you think-
that solidified my. Yeah.
Okay, what do you think is the most pretentious Tarantino film?
Is that your third question? Or?
That's my last question.
Yep.
What do you think is the most pretentious film of Tarantino?
I think he has a really pretentious take of saying fucking Kill Bill is one film. I think it sounds like his newest film is gonna be Hollywood, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Well, people keep joking it's gonna be that one psychopath who Grace something that reviews movies or whatever.
Yeah, I mean Tarantino doing a film about a movie critic sounds like okay.
Yeah, that sounds very weird.
Well, which makes sense because Tarantino's always felt like, hey, the industry's trying to fuck me over every chance it gets, and it's always came across as like he's a narcissist because I just never believed it.
Yeah.
I felt like he just was stupid enough to believe that his movie was going to be bigger than Star Wars Episode 7 somehow.
Yeah.
It's like, what is that? What, I mean, how
Yeah, it's
stupid
like, what
are
the
you?
fuck?
Like, I mean,
Oh,
seriously,
you know
like,
what?
know your
Maybe.
lane.
Maybe Hateful Eight, because didn't they release that as like a TV show now? The fact that he thinks that can be like is it like an 8-episode TV show or something?
Well, is it it's the Hateful, yeah, it's the Hateful Eight. But that was
He's like,
that was the movie that came
"This
out
dude
as Force Awakens
hours."
weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's
So
get,
I
let's get to
I
the
got my
guessing.
I got my
Let's get to the
truth.
guessing. So I think that
Yeah.
let's
so
start off
2
with
lies,
Yeah.
1 truth.
let's start with
Yeah.
the first one here. So the Rings of Power. Here's my first most basic logic.
You
When
said
I
it
wrote
was
it
amazing,
down,
right?
yeah, he said
Okay.
it was amazing,
Mhm,
right?
yeah.
And so when I wrote it down, the two that I would say you went the most extreme on with your thing here is you said the Rings of Power is amazing and that Tarantino is trash. Now those are two already extreme opinions, making me believe that Wes Anderson is probably the truth. Now here's the other thing on top of that is that the Wes Anderson thing could be a thing to appeal to me, since I've said before that I don't like Wes Anderson, but you could have not seen that, and I don't know if I said that to you directly. However, when pushed on a lot of the like Wes Anderson stuff, I feel like there is a bit of the more cliche answers. However, for the most part, like it seems like you had like a little bit more of just like disengaging with the topic of Wes Anderson, making me believe that you
is
probably
it,
just
like, coming. I hear like some type of like.
Oh yeah, there's a breathing. If you're, I don't know if your mic got turned over or something, but and so making me believe that the Wes Anderson things that you kind of disengaged with it a little bit. Maybe that is one that you genuinely dislike, and then also with the Tarantino thing, I feel like you gave more of like the answers as well that I would kind of expect, especially because like Hollywood is kind of more fresh in the people's mind on Twitter and whatnot that gets talked about a lot.
The reason why I'm going with the Wes Anderson thing
Yeah, yeah.
is because as soon as Peter said that Django Unchained was over the top,
Yeah.
but he loved like
Yeah.
Kill Bill, I was like,
come on, Kill Bill.
all right, that's immediately that's a lie.
Okay, so
And then the
yeah.
first
and then
one,
and
Lord of the
pretentious
Rings.
film thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and also you don't you usually do tend to agree with users. At least that's what you said before. So I think generally, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Wes Anderson.
Going the
is
same thing.
The lie is wait, is that the truth or the lie?
That's
Two lies and a truth.
Yeah, so that's the truth.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Okay. So the Tarantino is
Yeah.
a trash take. Is not true.
Okay.
Though I put this one because I haven't seen a lot of Tarantino yet,
Fair.
and
Okay.
I got really lucky. If you guys had have asked about Inglourious Bastards, as soon as Jason brought it up, I was like, oh fuck, I haven't seen that one. I probably should have said that was my favorite, but I haven't seen it.
Such a
But
good
yeah, I
movie.
mean, I don't think he's the best, but you
Okay.
know,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I think
Um,
he's a mid director.
I think he sucks.
But he does have some bangers. Like
He has like a couple of good films. I think for the most part he sucks. Especially I hate
Actually-
Pulp Fiction.
yeah, I actually did. Like, I've never like specifically hated him, but
Yeah.
I did look at some takes on some of the films I haven't seen. I tended to agree with some of the sentiment for some of the films I had seen, where like Once Upon a Time and Kill Bill, someone was like, oh, it just feels like he's just either like actually over feet or just over like action, just jerking off throughout the whole film.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, Once Upon a Time is not a really good movie. It's okay
That's one I haven't seen. I haven't
Yeah.
seen that one of his or Inglourious Bastards.
because you
actually.
have
Yeah, I
Charles
really
Manson in it.
Oh really?
Yeah, his whole entire like conclave.
Although-
Oh, that's what it is. Oh, that's
like
Yeah.
on the one hand, Once Upon a Time is like not great, and he is just like fetishizing stuff a lot. But on the other hand, Jason, you've seen it.
Yeah, so basically there's a lot.
Yeah, Margaret
it's a
Qualley
weird
is really
mix.
hot. So
Because essentially, Brad
Fair.
Pitt like manages Leo, who's like the stunt double, I believe, and then it goes into Sharon Tate, and I don't want to spoil the ending, but it does half the movie's one thing, and then the second half is another thing. So
Okay.
it's
the second
it's
half is
interesting.
why.
I'll say that, but
Got
it's
it.
not that like amazing.
Got it. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And then the Wes Anderson films aren't good.
Mhm.
Was the other one that I had to research because I haven't actually seen any Wes Anderson films
they're
yet.
not very
Oh,
good.
got it.
And I
They are
thought,
not very good. Yeah.
I thought that you were gonna have me when you were like, "Oh, that sounds like a Reddit take," and I was like, "Oh,
God
but-
dang. Yeah.
the The true one was Rings of Power.
Wow, I just didn't
Okay,
expect
damn.
that. Okay, I stereotyped you into a thing.
Okay, so you just haven't seen a lot of Wes Anderson.
Yeah, so it's possible that you might not like it, but you just haven't engaged
Yeah,
with it. Which makes sense because I said you didn't engage with the Wes Anderson bit nearly as much, and I said it was more
said,
Reddit.
what's
Yeah,
his
I
new
mean, the
movie?
stuff that
Yeah.
I have seen.
There's the new one, Asteroid City.
was really
Asteroid
good,
City.
and
Yeah.
I've seen both the animated films, which were really good.
See, that's what was like a
What
little weird
animated
to me. Was
movies did
he
he
did
have?
Mr.
Isle
Fox
of Dogs
I've
and
never
Isle
seen
of
that.
Dogs.
I've never
Both
seen
fantastic,
that.
Mr. Fox and
Yeah.
Isle of Dogs. Both of them are fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like Wes Anderson came from
obviously
Buffy the
throughout-
Vampire Slayer, though.
What?
Throughout film school as well.
There
I've
was
seen
Josh
like,
Whedon. It might have been Josh Whedon.
Dude, yeah, I'm sure. No, that's the thing is that Tarantino and Wes Anderson are film school like directors. And so like those are the other two things I was
But
like
I don't
eh.
think even Tim
But
likes
all
Wes
right.
Anderson.
No, with Tim and not. No, we all agree that Wes Anderson is meh. Anyway.
Yeah.
Wow,
That was
okay.
actually you
Fuck,
got
I,
you
um,
tricked
Trust the
both of
Reddit
us.
thing. I should have trusted the Reddit idea that I had.
I think I got lucky that you thought you told me about Wes Anderson because I had no idea you disliked those. I thought I was going to have to defend it, but you were like, oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah, no, I literally
I
hate
think
Wes
the only one we
Anderson.
liked was Bottle Rocket.
I hated Bottle Rocket. You liked it. I didn't like it. I thought it was boring as fuck.
Well, I have a bias against Luke Wilson and all.
Yeah,
this. I
yeah.
just like
To me,
them
it
both,
was
so.
still just super
Yeah.
boring. But yeah, Wes Anderson, you should watch, and most of the time, but because that's the thing is, it literally was like I literally looked up myself, like why do people like Wes Anderson films?
So was because
And I've heard the same
watched
arguments
the
that
first,
Peter just
I
gave
watched
about
the
the
first
opposite.
episode of Rings of Power, and I was like, okay, this actually
See-
isn't that bad. But I just never got around to watching the rest of it. So, but you think it's amazing?
Yeah, I thought I was watching it as it came out, and with two of my friends who are massive Lord of the Rings fans, and we thought it was really good. And then we got really like annoyed that everyone was hating on it. It's been a similar experience to when I played Cyberpunk, which Tim's playing. I don't know if you guys have played.
Oh, Tim loves
Oh,
Cyberpunk.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, I thought Cyberpunk was amazing, and then I looked
Amazing
online and
story.
everyone's like worst game ever, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I
people
was like,
just
Rings of
saw
Power was
like there
so
were
good.
issues.
Well, you
Yeah.
don't
And I
like
was
because of
watching-
Keanu.
I don't like it because I think Keanu is a
But
terrible
it's an
person to lead your
incredible
game.
story. I
He has
love the story.
Keanu is one of the worst voice actors I've ever heard in my life. He's very good for action, but he's so bad at voice acting.
Well, that's because his charm
Yeah.
comes off on screen.
Yeah, his charm is his physical
think-
demeanor. You know.
I think it's one of the best stories I've
The
seen
story
in
is
games.
fascinating.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the whole story. Well, when you're
Super
Johnny
trippy.
Silverhand, you're shooting up this like I don't know. I can't remember if it was like a hotel or something like that. You're just it's crazy when the gun like and he just kind of keeps twirling it, just like
Yeah, no, that game, and also it was a very in-depth
Customization's
game
deep in
that
that
had
game.
so many details to it. But people saw that it had like a bad release and a bad PC port, and everybody said, "Fuck it."
Yep.
Like that was the problem, and I don't get that either. And
People
also,
that actually have depth to their opinion that I've seen is like the main thing they have is just critiques about like lack of story in the game. But then the issue is they put it in a way that like a lot of the story content, which I'm sure you guys know if you've played, a lot of it's like side, like all of the gigs with Johnny, with Kerry, Rogue, all of those are like side missions. And I feel like people play the main missions and are like, oh, it was good. It was only like 15 hours. And it's like, there's like another 50 hours of story.
Yeah,
there's a
side
lot more depth to that.
and then on top of that,
everything.
it's similar to like people will argue like, oh, Dark Souls and Elden Ring have like no story at all, and it's like, well, and it's like it has less story than say like a game that's more directly with cutscenes and shit. But generally, it has all sorts of story. All you have to do is like try to look at it to a
Well, it
certain
has
degree.
one of the most like memorable and most intense like experiences when you're in the hotel. Essentially, the dude's coming up and they find the son kills the father right in front of you.
Oh
You're
yeah,
behind
the
wall,
Japanese dude.
and
or
then
whatever.
your
That shit was
friend
crazy.
gets shot and then he dies in the car and it's just like what the and you go to
Yeah,
his
it was
funeral
insane.
and then you try to pick an object that best fits like what your connection was to him. It's so well put
like,
together.
The thing with the game, 2 points here. The fact that like if you pick different paths, like my friend played different paths of that and completely missed picking the objects and all of that story for that. But then you can also call, I don't know if you guys knew this, but throughout the game you can call, I forgot his name, but you can call his cell phone, and every time you call you'll like leave a voicemail, like a depressing like, I miss you buddy, but it like changes throughout the game, and you just leave him voicemails of like, I miss you.
That's
Oh
interesting.
shit, I didn't know that.
There's a lot. Yeah, that's like there. I love all the small details like that make it so like this game. Like there was like Dark Souls. Like there's this like thing where if you look up in one certain spot of like this castle, there's like a dead angel in like this like cage above you. And then if you read a little bit of like the lore, there's like these seraphists that like were angels upon Earth, but the demons came through and like killed all of them, and they kept the last one in the cage and tortured it, and it was the dead remains of this tortured like angelic soul, and it was like this super intense thing, and it was like literally like a 15-minute lore video on YouTube about it of this one cage. And it's like if you actually look into a lot of these like games, they do have so much shit, but again, people will sit there and write it off and say, hey, fuck this because it had some sort of bad release. And the same thing with something like Lord of the Rings.
Cyberpunk is one of the most inclusive games I've ever seen in my life.
That's true.
That's
true.
game. Like, there's literally there's a weird like you can have like a gay sex scene in, like,
for sure.
in the game, and it's
Yeah,
Yeah, you can choose your genitalia. And yeah, the Lord of the Rings, the thing too is like people wanted that show to be bad because overall they have a certain attachment to the Lord of the Rings.
Well, that was the same thing with Watchmen. I remember watching Watchmen. I was like, this is not that bad as everybody keeps claiming it.
Yeah, it's not amazing,
It's not
but
as
it's not
great as
fucking
the original
horrible.
graphic novel, but nothing ever will compete with that because that's the origin story. So like, but if it's still good and it has its own story that kind of goes along with that, I'm fine with that. Which is why I was kind of disappointed when the backlash came for Watchmen, the series. I was like, I just don't get it, and it's
because people should be allowed to explore certain things. Also,
get a certain mindset. They can't get off of that mindset, and then things get canceled that should never be canceled. But then in 10 years, they'll be revived.
Yeah, and they touch on the Tulsa burnings in Watchmen, don't they?
Yes,
like that's
it's
fucking
real shit.
super intense.
It's real
like,
shit. Yeah,
yeah,
it's great.
absolutely. Yeah, no, that's
But,
fantastic.
Yeah, like I have Rocky, you're partially right, and I have like a super base take. I feel like on Rings of Power because at the time it was airing with House of Dragon. I don't know if you guys have seen House of Dragon.
I saw a couple episodes. It was pretty decent.
Comparatively, I really disliked House of Dragon, and every week I'd watch House of Dragon and then Rings of Power. We'd all get together and like watch it, and we were like, when you watch House of Dragon and then you watch Rings of Power, it's like fucking having dinner and dessert. It's like one of these is much worse than the other, but everyone was like sucking off House of Dragon and hating on Rings of Power, which is when I started to, like, I was always like, you know, critics review films shit sometimes, but the users are usually right. But on Rings of Power, I was like, nah, man, like, no one knows what the fuck they're talking about. I just got to have
that's
my own take. If like this new Indiana Jones film, like getting hated on by critics and fans, I'm like, it's probably going to be good if everyone hates it.
No, 100%.
I have a feeling it's going to be even worse than Indiana Jones 4.
Usually the ones that I find that's possible. I think usually the ones that I find though, like that'll have like the users that like don't know what they're talking about is especially when there's some sort of kind of like existing IP. People are super tied to things, and I'm really usually. Yeah, and I'm usually, or it's political,
they can't evolve their ideas.
Yeah, I think the only reason Rings of Power got originally, I think before it came out, people were like, oh, they cast people that are black in this film, but Tolkien never wrote any black characters, so we hate it. And then everyone's like, well, it's really bad because of this. But I never saw anyone say, you know, the script is bad, the action's bad. It's just,
absolutely.
Oh, it's really good. And there's like black people in this film. Like,
the recent one that we watched was Dead Ringers, which was done by Cronenberg and a movie back in the 80s, and that movie was fantastic. And here's the thing: is like going into it, I was sketchy about the change of a male to a female lead, and generally speaking, though, I left my mind open. And when I watched it, I was like, oh no, this works because they made it like have its own unique purpose for them to be women. And on top of that, though, like I saw people sitting there complaining, like, oh, they show like births and they talk about like women's uteruses.
Yeah, these
and it's like, bro, you've never seen the original thing, and that was the users though that were saying that. And it's like you've never seen the original thing. The whole original movie had both of them as gynecologists and was like talking about women birthing and abortion and all this shit. Did you miss the first fucking thing, or did you not know? I'm confused.
But that's the same. It feels like, and you said that's more the audience is saying that.
Yeah, they're saying that.
But I've seen now with the new Flash movie, people cannot leave their bias against Ezra Miller at the door. And I don't like the guy either. But
Yeah,
if the
of
movie's
course.
fucking great,
It's great.
that's all I care about.
Yeah, or Hogwarts
and I'm
Legacy.
gonna tell you if it's good or not. If
Yeah.
you want to, if Ezra Miller winds up in prison, he's not gonna do another Flash. I don't think James Gunn is actually gonna keep him on anyway. I think he's done.
probably gonna toss him. Yeah,
Hogwarts Legacy is a great example too.
yeah, Hogwarts Legacy.
If that
It was a
show
good
is
game.
good, if that show is, but the new Harry Potter, like the
Oh, the show.
yeah.
I don't. I'm sketchy
If that
of it,
show's
but
good,
it's good.
If
yeah.
they take each book and they make each book a season,
yeah,
and they
do
really
it
dive
well.
in deep,
When they do it well,
I
like
will.
a good cast.
I will absolutely love
Yeah,
it.
of course. I think people are never open-minded, and they do this. My mom did this. This is why I think I'm so anti it. Mom always told me, "Hey, Christopher Reeves is the only Superman. I will never accept a Superman outside of Christopher Reeves." It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, Henry Cavill's a really good
Now
Superman.
that's the only because there was Brandon Roth. Listen, I the best scene that Brandon Roth has ever done is actually in Zack and Miri Make a Porno.
Oh,
with
no.
Justin
That's
Long.
a good film, actually.
Yeah, it's a great film. I love that film.
I've never seen it. We should watch it.
Yeah, there's like basically
It's,
Brandon Roth plays a gay
Jonah Hill
porn
or something,
star.
Jonah Hill's in that.
Yeah, Jonah.
that's cool.
Yeah, Seth Rogen is in it.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Banks is in it.
Oh, okay. I've never
It's
seen
a
it.
It's actually really good.
Okay,
yeah,
yeah, we'll have to watch
it's
it.
really
It's a
funny.
weird name.
Kevin Smith is the director.
Well, it's just, it's a
Oh,
film.
Kevin Smith is the director. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
I
cool.
think it is literally like them making a porno, right?
No, I
Yeah,
understand that. It's just like for marketing.
One,
that's a
it
little
starts
hard.
that they're going to sit there and do it like a Star Wars parody porno, and then
God,
that
yeah.
gets burned down or whatever, and then they have to go and do it a coffee shop porno, and they actually have a real porn star. I think it's like Morgan Lee or something like
That's
that.
funny.
But they have an actual porn star.
That's really
or Katie
funny,
Morgan,
actually.
that's what her name was.
That's really funny.
That's
Yeah.
one of the films they've got to remake. Disney,
Yeah.
get on it.
I mean, Disney.
Yeah,
Let's
Disney
do
is
it.
like, we can't do
Well, they're
that. That's
supposed to be
ridiculous.
doing the Dogma 2 potentially. That's apparently like now
Yeah, but
apparently
why?
in the work. I have no idea. But
Dogma
apparently
is
they're doing
perfect the
that.
way it
Dogma
is.
is like, yeah, you shouldn't touch it, but apparently they're trying to do it.
Well,
I
Kevin
actually have a
Smith did
question
that
then,
depressing Clerks.
Yeah, and then we can get into the
Because-
tier list. But yeah,
A lot of this stuff, I feel like is very. I feel like a lot of Hollywood stuff and all this changing is very Americanized. I feel like it doesn't get talked about over here. I saw recently Harry Potter, the series, they've pretty much confirmed through the producers that they're going to be, recasting
Oh, yeah, that's
the
happening.
main characters. I saw someone saying it's probably going to be Harry that gets race swapped. I think that's what you say.
okay.
I mean,
Yeah, race
Hermione
swap,
already
yeah.
was, which makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Harry comes from a poor.
Yeah,
essentially
where the
winds
fuck
up in
else
a
did he
poor
be?
household.
Absolutely.
yeah. So I was going to ask, what do you guys think about it? Because
Oh, dude, here's the thing. I don't give a fuck. You can take anybody, make
Here's the
them
thing.
Asian, make
Now-
them black. If they do
now
it
this
well,
is-
they do it. That's it.
This would be the one problem I have with it because Harry's parents were extremely wealthy.
That's
The
true.
amount of money they had at Green
But
Gods
they
Bank,
left
they
him
probably
to.
owned the fucking bank.
But he was
So-
adopted by his his family.
He was born into money.
Yeah.
If they
still
take that
could
out,
be
they take out the Harry
affluent.
Potter.
Not
They still
necessarily.
could've-
No, his
Yeah.
wealth isn't relevant to him. The main thing is that he lived with an abusive father that he was adopted by after his main parents died when he was young.
Oh,
Like
he
as long
reminded
as they
me,
do that,
He
that's
reminded
it.
me of my own uncle. Actually, he
yeah,
looked
I mean,
exactly
Dude,
like
he
him.
does. Yeah.
They don't have to if they switch his race, they don't have to remove like the whole plot of him. having
No,
money.
they can do the whole thing still, the same way.
I always said even if you like the race swap with Little Mermaid, well, they're near the Dominican. I mean, that kind of makes sense.
they're near the Caribbean. The Caribbean.
the Caribbean.
And then,
So
dude,
that makes sense.
Here's what, and this is the last word in the show. The thing that radicalized me was back in the day, Hunger Games. There was a girl named Rue, I believe.
Yeah, her
Yep.
name's Ruth.
And yeah, I remember everybody when I read Hunger Games and I watched the movies, and I remember when people freaked out about that, I was like, why? This little girl is perfect. She's adorable.
She comes
She's
from the poorest
relatable.
district.
She comes from the poorest district. It makes sense.
Where do you-
Why?
Yeah,
Why?
of course. Yeah.
She was white in the book, and it's like a slight thing where she's like, "Oh, she has white
But
skin,
I
etc."
don't think even
And
the
people
author
freaked out.
came out and was like, "Oh,
No,
you
the
can't do
author
that."
said, "Fuck you." Who cares if she's black? And so I never understood
that
that.
moment.
And
was
that whole thing
unpacked.
radicalized me because I loved that young girl as Rue. And on top of that, I remember people in the theater were like crying their eyes out when she died because that's the whole thing that radicalizes the whole 12 districts.
It has
is when Rue
a lot
dies.
more of an impact when you see a young black girl who comes from a
Killed
impoverished society, just like the real world.
Absolutely.
Like this fucking farming district where they're farming corn and stuff, and it's like they're all just like African American people.
Well, they're slaves. They're essentially slaves.
Yeah,
they're forced to work the fields.
Yeah, it's accurate, and it works. And so ever since then, we've been like, "Fuck you, I don't care," as long as they're good actors.
Well, you saw they have this new Hunger Games movie coming out.
Songbird, yeah. I mean, listen. Here's the thing: is it's supposed to follow Snow when he was young and how like the setting up of the Hunger Games.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of interesting.
Any issues with Suzanne Collins yet, so I'm okay for it to be. Hopefully.
Yeah, I think I have hope
good.
for it. I don't think that it's going to be terrible, but I don't think it's going to be amazing. But we'll find out. I've always wanted to know more about the background.
Time accepting it because it doesn't have Jennifer Lawrence. It doesn't have, I don't think.
Yeah, but it's
Banks.
like fucking 40 years in the past.
Yeah, but you know the audience.
Yeah,
they
I
have
know.
to have
Audiences
something
are
that's
fucking
very
stupid.
similar.
I fucking
can't
stand it.
Change.
Yeah, that's true.
I think my take, I once saw like, because this stuff doesn't particularly affect me being like a white Australian, but I once saw some guy have a video about how like the representation of like a single character in like, I think it was Star Wars he was talking about, where he's like, Finn or, whatever, like having X character.
Yeah, Sam Jackson in the original.
Like, being able to finally relate to this franchise that I love.
Yeah.
And I was like, look, if someone's going to be able to like finally relate to Harry Potter because Hermione's black or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck if it's like not the Hermione that I remember. It's like if this whole new like group of people can relate to the film and actually find more enjoyment from it, as long as it's not like a shit.
Well, the only prominent minority they had in that film was Ron because he's a ginger.
Yeah, that's it, literally. And they had the Asian girl. They had
Cho Chang, the Asian, and they
that's it.
Totally Shacklebolt, the black guy.
Yeah, like it's so stupid.
But then they made like Disney turned Finn into a snow bunny chasing simp, and that was just
no, it's true. And Disney, I don't know, Peter. Just so you know, they do this. There's a stereotype that black men always chase white women, and I want you to in the future look at every black man in every Disney film. They are always going for white women. Yeah, Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse. He's going for a white woman.
We don't really care, I guess.
No, I'm just saying it's a stereotype that Disney plays into. Also, I will say that like with the whole representation thing,
for him. He actually cares more about his father living.
Yeah, absolutely,
than
he does. And then, but on what was that?
Was simping for snow bunnies?
No. Oh yeah, representation. So with the whole representation thing, the kind of argument that I heard was like, oh well, if like you've gotten all of a sudden in the past like 50 years, you have like these women in like STEM fields that they show other women, hey, you can do this, and they show them in TV shows, and all of a sudden after we get the representation up, now women are in STEM fields at a like insane rate compared to what they were.
That goes, I think, with any kid who like for me, right?
Yeah.
When I grew up. I sit there and had to sit there and hear like the popular groups like NSYNC and
for sure.
But for me, I didn't really relate to somebody until Eminem came around.
Yeah, of course, he's from a poor neighborhood.
In the movies, it was the same thing. Is like I related more to Spawn. I related more to Blade.
Yeah,
because of their
Static
backgrounds.
Shock on the TV show, right? Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
But I relate more to people who come from impoverished backgrounds.
Yeah, it's not even about their race all the time. Yeah, it's just like, hey, we have the same background. Yeah,
and that's why Black Panther, even like the first movie, is far more important. 100%. So, and Wakanda Forever is a terrible movie. I'll stand by that.
Yeah, it could have been good. But it wasn't.
That's why I get so annoyed. I'm glad you guys didn't ask too many questions about some of the stuff, some of the hate on Rings of Power, because it's like, I understand in the original books written in like the 1920s.
Yeah, when there was barely any black people around.
But the whole thing of Tolkien for me as like a writer is that he wrote these nice, kid-friendly Hobbit books and Lord of the Rings books to like bring happiness to his kids and his family, and then he released them publicly because his kids loved them. He wasn't the kind of guy I would hope that would be like fucking racist.
He's
like fuck the black people. He would never say that.
His own version of Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah,
he's like the Hobbit.
Yeah,
there and back
can't
again.
Black people live in fantasy worlds too. I don't get it.
Line Cinema's like, hey, we got.
But Tim Burton is like, fuck black people. They're not in my vision.
All these fucking dickheads have been coming around in the last like 12 months saying Tolkien never wrote black characters.
Dude, they've been saying that for 3-4 years, dude.
Like,
I hope they make Superman black.
Dude,
just a bit,
Fuck
just
it.
to tick
Fuck
off
it.
that. Like,
Yeah,
all
because
those
it's
people.
so stupid. Like he didn't write them like black people, and it's not
Michael
like he
B.
was
Jordan, Superman.
It's not like he was Lovecraft, okay?
Yeah.
Tolkien wasn't out here calling black people or his cat the N-word like fucking
No,
Lovecraft does.
like,
He probably
Tolkien-
would be like, yeah, I want everybody to love
I've
my
read
shit.
the Lord of the Rings books. I've read The Hobbit. I've never got any racist indications.
No.
I've always got anti-Semitic
Dude.
points from the Harry Potter books I read.
Yeah.
Like there's anti-Semitism.
I mean,
There is some minor
The
racism
elves
in there.
are the only racist thing. Like there's some weird... They're a weird, homogenous, like perfect society.
She's
but they're
British.
shown to
but
be.
she is British, so she
Yeah, but
hates-
like
yeah.
but the people in the elves are shown to be like cruel a lot of the
Yeah.
time, right? Like they're cruel in the way that they look at the world. And so I don't think that like he even like intended the elves to be like, oh no, it's just a perfect society.
No, because like Sauron was well, because the trolls or whatever, they were essentially created. And Sauron was the overseeing eye. He was the most powerful one, and it wasn't about. And that's the whole thing with Lord of the Rings. The elves joined the humans, even though they had a feud against each other. They hate each other.
yeah.
The
War of the Eight Armies
what's
or whatever the fuck.
Gimli is troll. Is he a troll? No. Gimli is a dwarf.
remember.
Yeah, the dwarves.
Yo!
No, that's what they call them, right? In
No,
Lord of the
but you called him a troll at first.
No.
Hey yo,
Hey, yo.
No, but the dwarves but they all come together to fight this force, and that's really what Tolkien was talking about. It's the unification of all the races, genders, creeds. Doesn't matter.
to fight back
There's
against the one
powerful
villain.
force that's trying to tear us all down, and we need to join together to take it down.
Yeah.
If anything,
Thanks.
Tolkien was socialist to the core.
Fucking base. Socialist
if you
Tolkien.
guys liked Lord of the Rings, you should definitely watch Rings of Power because it's
Are
like,
there spiders?
I watched the first episode. I
question.
liked it. I'll have to get back into it.
Are there spiders? Because
Yeah, I thought no, I thought it was
fuck
like
yes. Okay.
going to be good, and then I realized the plot is like about Sauron tricking everyone into helping him build the rings.
Oh, that's
Oh,
really
that's actually
cool.
really
Oh,
cool.
we
That's a
should
really
watch
cool
that
plot.
then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
is
want to
really
watch
cool.
that. That sounds
Yeah,
cool.
because like when you sit there and you watch the first Fellowship of the Ring, you're like, well, how did this fucking asshole convince all these fuckers to sit there and
Yeah,
get them to do this?
yeah.
And then it's
Now,
like,
The
and then
Witcher
they
was
make a
dog
show
shit.
about it, and they're like, that's too diverse for me.
Yeah, that's true. Now, The Witcher did end up becoming dog shit, but I also am against most people.
But
When I
that's
think
what
The
I
Witcher was
understand.
never that
But
good.
that's not Cavill's fault.
No, Cavill was always good in
Actually,
The Witcher, but
the
I thought
first
even season
season of
one
the-
wasn't that good.
I love the
No,
first
yeah, I
season.
don't think even the first season was that good.
I might have been.
I think it
honest.
was mid, but I think Henry Cavill was perfect for it. Like he
Yeah.
was an amazing lead for sure.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, do we have time, Peter, to do the tier list, or what do you
Yeah, we
want to do?
can speed run through some of this stuff. I mean, a lot
Let's
of
just
it's like
speed. Yeah, a lot of it. There's some of it we haven't seen, so we'll have to do that. But let's go ahead and let's just
I've
start it
seen
up here.
Jungle Book movie.
Let me start-
with
let me
Robin
share my
Shue
screen
from Mortal
here.
Kombat.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I've seen like Alice in Wonderland. I've seen the
and
first
I remember
one.
the
on-
101 Dalmatians movie came out.
Okay,
with Glenn
so
Close.
let's start with the first one here. Then, is the screen sharing on?
not yet.
Okay, just let me know when it's up.
Interesting. Maybe try again. I might have to.
Let me go ahead and just. Yeah, let me try one
This
more.
feels
time.
weird sometimes.
And there we go. Okay, there you go. No.
Not seeing it. I can try. I'll try leaving and coming back.
Okay, here we'll just restart the call. Oh, no, no. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me try to.
I saw it right at the end. Yep, there we go.
Damn it. Okay, cool. Okay, so
Wait.
the first one we have here is 101 Dalmatians. I have not seen this movie since I was a little kid.
Yeah,
However,
same.
I really liked this movie. I don't want to put it up at awesome, but I would put it at great personally.
I think it's fucking awesome. Jeff Daniels
Fuck it,
was
we're
the
going
perfect
off.
person to put in this role, along with Glenn Close as Cruella DeVille.
Perfect.
The casting was absolutely phenomenal, and I remember my mom just telling me all Dalmatians just devour kids and attack them. So then there was this movie. It was one of those movies. I was like, "Fuck that noise,"
That's
and
so
I love
based.
Dalmatians. So yes, it
Fuck
was a
yeah.
great movie.
Okay, so what would you say, Peter?
I haven't seen this in like a very, very long time, but that sounds about right. Like I remember enjoying it. I don't remember much about 102.
I haven't seen 102. If I'm gonna be honest with you,
Well,
I don't
the
think I have.
ending of one has the kid playing the video game because Jeff Daniels is like a video game designer.
Okay.
And then he creates a game around the Dalmatians, and there's like this prodigy kid who was about my age when I saw this fucking movie. And then basically, I hated this kid. And then he basically sit there and played this video game, and he could beat every video game.
Okay.
And then he had challenges, and he couldn't beat Jeff Daniels' video game at the end. So I loved it.
Okay. No, absolutely fair. So I think we're gonna leave that at awesome. Let's go ahead and do 102 Dalmatians. Now, 102
never
Dalmatians,
saw it.
we never. Okay, wait. So has nobody ever seen it? Nobody's ever seen it?
Yeah, so we can just
We'll just put it down there.
um,
Aladdin. Aladdin,
yeah.
I have only seen parts of, if I'm being perfectly honest. I've seen a couple of the musical bits, and a couple of the musical bits that I've seen, like the first thing where where Will Smith goes to see the princess or whatever, like has a really good musical note. But generally, I've heard it's kind of
it's
mid.
hard to like Will Smith though compared to.
Robert
Yeah,
Williams.
no, that's true.
It
That's
was.
true.
I remember
It was a task.
I think
for
okay.
some reason watching this in theaters, and I remember like thinking he was like okay or meh. There's a
Okay.
song. I don't know if anybody else has seen it. There's a song like towards the end, like the final song that Jasmine sings that was very. I don't say this often, but it was very woke, and I was like, this
Yeah.
feels weird.
Okay,
It's out of place.
got it. So I think
Yeah,
we can say
okay.
meh then, or
Yeah, I
Yeah.
honestly, I think it's meh.
Okay.
Yeah, nobody. I mean, you're not gonna replace Robin Williams. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
no, you're not.
His
you're not.
charisma
Exactly.
came across. It went past a cartoon character. That was Robin Williams was a genie.
No, that's true. He was. Okay, so Alice in Wonderland. Now, I am different than a lot of
Great
people.
movie.
Okay, based. I think people say that this
Johnny
movie's
Depp
bad.
was born to play the Mad Hatter.
He was. He's like so weird and quirky, and
that's
it's just
great.
perfect for him.
Tim Burton was fantastic pick.
Are we gonna say great or awesome? I think great.
I
personally.
think great.
Okay, yeah, I think
Yeah.
great. Okay.
I think great. Yeah.
Okay, and the second one, I don't remember as much. I think I liked it slightly less, though. I think I would say good for the second one. What do you
Yeah, I
guys think?
definitely liked it less.
I would say it's good because it went into more of the Mad Hatter's background
Yeah.
and his parents, and then trying to get back to him.
Oh, that's right. I thought it was good still.
At least the story was good. However, I don't like Borat in this movie, so
No, boy, it fucking sucks. I
yeah,
hate that.
Yeah.
Okay, Beauty and the Beast, I thought was okay.
okay.
I didn't think it was amazing, and I love the cartoon. We even rewatched it like 3 months ago. I love the cartoon so much, and
I just
actually,
don't
it was
like the pick for
it
Belle.
was the first musical that I ever saw like in person. Like I went to a musical that was Beauty and the Beast. So for me, this movie, like not the live action, but the general story holds a really important place for me.
No, the same thing with me. It was
Yes.
actually I remember Beauty and the Beast when I was probably like 5 or 6 years old was one of the first double features I saw as a drive-in movie theater, along with Honey,
Okay.
I Blew Up the
Oh
Kid.
yeah, great
With
movie.
Rick Moranis. Yeah,
Fuck
it was
yeah.
actually the movie that's better than the first one.
Okay.
But yeah, and I didn't like the pick for Belle in this movie.
Oh, you don't like Emma Watson.
Yeah,
You just don't like
I think
Emma Watson.
she's
I
mid.
think. I think Emma Watson is good. I disagree with you on that. I think Emma
I
Watson
liked
is
Emma
good.
Watson.
Yeah, I think she actually was good here as well. I
I
think
thought
that
the film was okay, and I thought Emma Watson was great. But
Yeah,
like,
I
she's
thi-
not in
yeah.
much, and I guess
I guess
like,
I
I mean,
didn't
I grew up
have-
watching Harry Potter,
yeah.
so
you
I guess
have
I-
a bias against
I
Emma
would,
Watson.
Well, no,
I think.
I think also too. I don't think no matter who you cast as Belle,
Yeah, it's
nothing's
hard.
gonna be that cartoon.
Yeah,
It
that's
is one
true.
of the greatest like animated movies I've ever seen.
That's
I
true.
think I can definitely agree. She's not
As good.
She isn't like a perfect fit for Belle.
Yeah, I can agree
I
with
think
that.
I like the actress more than I liked her playing the character.
That's fair.
That's fair.
No, because I love her as Hermione. She's perfect.
Yeah, no, that's true. Okay, and so I think that's it. And also the Beast looked weird.
Yeah, and he
Um,
sang a song.
yeah.
There was an extra song.
Yeah. And I think that's what really took it down for me. Is like
Yeah, I was
they
like-
committed to this hyper realism back in the day when they didn't have the ability to do hyper realism.
Well, and the guy's a
very
fucking
weird.
asshole. He turns away a beggar just to fucking looking for shelter, and he's
Yeah,
this rich
it's like,
prince.
bro, you have. It's like
And I'm
that dude in
supposed to feel
Texas.
bad, and then-
Dude, what's the
well,
fucking
whole
rich
movie's
guy in
about
Texas?
Stockholm syndrome and keeping women kidnapped and locked in a cage.
I do that all the time.
No, okay, let's move on.
Okay, so Christopher Robin. I've never seen this. I
This
think
has
it's
Jude
probably
Law,
really good because it
right?
has Jude Law, and I love Jude Law.
Yeah.
But I've never seen it. Have you seen it, Peter?
I've not seen it.
Okay,
I've been
so
on my
this
list.
one we're gonna have to toss
I've
aside.
only seen the trailer, yeah, and it looked
Yeah.
interesting because the live action, the characters came to life.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
The Cinderella film, I actually thought was okay. I thought it was okay.
No,
I didn't hate it.
Okay.
I thought the casting of the main girl is actually really good. I didn't mind her
I
at
can't
all.
remember who they made the fairy stepmother.
Or the fairy stepmother. Yeah, I don't remember either. I think the fairy stepmother is one of the harder ones to cast as well, so I'll be curious to know who. But I think Cinderella had. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Oh, no,
Helena
yeah.
Bonham Carter.
I like Helena. Oh my God, Helena Bonham Carter is really good for this type of movie.
She's original Mia Goth.
Sure.
She's
Christina Ricci
she's very
also,
good
but...
in like these very gothic, dark.
No, yeah.
twisted
So is Christina Ricci or whatever. And then,
the Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd is
one of my favorite
Harry Potter,
movies of all
obviously. Yeah, and so generally speaking, I think Cinderella also had some like the music was still pretty solid. I think it was fairly like faithful to the original, and so generally speaking, and then also you didn't have any weird shit because Cinderella is mostly just people.
It felt like really
so it doesn't look weird.
It stayed on course as far as the original.
Yes. Now Cruella, I never saw.
No, I never seen
Cinderella
Emma Stone.
suffered from Cinderella suffered from the fact that Cinderella and Pinocchio for some reason had 3 movies same year. Like Amazon did Cinderella and then another studio did. So it's like I don't know why. Like Pinocchio, same thing.
With Tom Hanks, yeah.
Yeah, there's the Tom Hanks one. There's Netflix.
The Guillermo del Toro. That one's actually incredible.
The Guillermo
because
one is good,
literally, I don't know if
darker.
you've seen it, but the opening scene is like with Pinocchio, in like essentially his son or something in a church during like World War II, and the church gets bombed, and his son dies in front of him.
Yeah, it's super intense.
It's really great.
It's really dark or really good.
Yeah.
Cruella, did anybody see Cruella?
No, not with Emma Stone.
I thought it was bad casting, so I just didn't watch
Didn't
it.
even try it. Okay,
Yeah, Emma
so
Stone
that's a few.
Emma
No,
Stone
it's
isn't
so
Cruella.
weird. Yeah, I
Glenn
never.
Close,
People liked
because when
it
you
though.
have Glenn Close, how can you're not going to
Yeah, but people liked it. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I
But
don't
then
know
it's
if critics
good.
liked it,
It's
but people liked it.
It's
Maybe
not
she
even
gets-
101, is it? It's like the trailers I saw. She's like a fashion designer or something, and I was like, "What is this film?"
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
Devil
like
Wears,
a
just
weird-
watch Devils Wear Prada. It's a
Yeah,
better
same
film.
thing. I wanted
Yeah.
Dumbo, I also again sorry, never saw. I've
I
seen
watched
more.
Elephant Man.
The rest of them I've seen pretty much,
I
but
watched Dumbo.
Okay, what'd you
it's
think?
Michael Keaton, right? It's bad.
Is
bad.
Wait,
Okay,
Michael Keaton did this?
I didn't know Michael Keaton
I
was
think
here.
so. It's
We have to watch it
So
just
I'll
for
just-
Michael
No,
Keaton.
we'll just
man.
watch Elephant Man again.
Yeah, that's true. It's a better film. What's this one?
it's
Lady and the
someone.
Tramp.
Oh, Lady and the
it's
Tramp.
Michael Keaton, Danny DeVito, and Colin Farrell.
I've
yeah.
seen parts of Lady and the Tramp. It looked fucking horrible, and I'm gonna put it at bad
Yeah.
because
It
didn't look that
it
good.
debuted on Disney Plus.
Yeah, and I just watched bits of it.
I
And it was
think-
just meh.
Yeah, I think
It wasn't
all
a
of the
good animated
COVID era
movie.
live actions are horrible. Like I think Mulan is also bad.
Yeah,
I think they just
Mulan.
missed
Actually,
the
we
mark
can
during
just
COVID.
actually Mulan. Yeah, Mulan is getting close to
Awful?
awful. Yeah, it's getting
Yeah.
really close to awful. I think we'll put it off.
I feel like if I had any relation
you
to
can't
that
do that, we do.
character or story, I'd be like awful.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Now, when we get to Maleficent, is this the first one? This is the first
They'll
one.
make
Or
a
the
they'll
second
make a
one?
live action Lady and the Tramp, but they won't make a live action Rescuers movie. Kind of seems like it's
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
like that. Rescuers was the first one of the first animated movies I ever saw as a
This
kid.
is the first one.
Well,
Okay, so
maybe after Aristocats they'll make one.
yeah, hell
there
yeah.
you go. Yep.
So for Maleficent, I really like Maleficent.
Angela
I would
Jolie
put it
is a
at
great cast.
I would put it from good for me, great, but I'm down for good if that's what you guys are at. But for me, I think that this had a really good metaphorical thing with the removal of the wings being like a metaphor for
She
rape.
was a
kind
deeper
of.
character
And-
than we were led on when, if you just watch Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, it added a lot like to her character of why she
She's
is the way
actually
she is and
way
how
more-
she has
you
the
feel
power.
more sympathy for her.
Well, yeah, because she
than-
gets her wings ripped from her in her sleep. It's
Yeah,
like a metaphor for rape.
great
It's
movie.
really
it's
intense.
a great movie.
Yeah, I would say I
people
put it at
love
great.
people love to just say generally like, oh, why is Disney remaking films? But like, Alice in Wonderland and Maleficent are examples of like they can actually make better
Absolutely.
stories or just good
or
live-action
transform it
films.
in a way that makes it like
Unique
relate
to
to
itself.
live action
Yeah.
or makes live action necessary.
Yeah,
essentially,
100%. And then the second one, I
didn't
don't think
watch
I
the second
saw.
one.
Actually, I need to see. I didn't know there was a
Yeah, I
second
haven't
one.
seen it.
I need to see. I need to watch it. I didn't know it. Now let's do Pete's Dragon last. Let's do what this is the Jungle Book.
Yeah, this is with Robin Shue.
I didn't
This
see it.
came out in I think in 1994. something
Okay,
like
so
that.
Jason, what do you think? We'll
I
let you
love
rate
it.
this one.
First of all,
Great movie.
I was a kid screaming Mortal Kombat everywhere I went. like a psychopath kid.
Okay.
And then I essentially Robin Shou, as soon as I saw him in the Jungle Book, it's a really good movie.
Okay.
It's a really good movie because Robin Shou is like the perfect casting for adult Baloo, or not Baloo, Mago, or I can't remember his name right now.
Mowgli. Mowgli.
Yeah, Mowgli. He's a perfect casting for adult Mowgli, and
Gotcha.
it goes into more of a deeper, sinister type of thing. It feels, when I saw it as a kid, I remember it feeling more adult than it was actually a kid's movie.
Fair.
I have it on great. I think it's a great film.
I haven't seen it, so I'll let you rate it. So we'll do great then. Unless Peter, have you seen it?
I have not. Here's my question: is it better than George of the Jungle, Jason?
No, because all right. So the Jungle Book movie feels more like a drama, and then for a kid, whereas George of the Jungle is Brendan Fraser in perfect form.
Yeah, I love that film.
Yeah, it's a great freaking movie. And then you have Judd Apatow's wife. Yes. Yeah. You're right. Oh, yep.
Okay. So
it's great.
let's go ahead and put in.
Dog shit.
Yeah, it's just straight awful. The Lion King. It is
Childish
absolutely.
Gambino.
That's the problem. Is they had a lot of great people in here.
Beyonce was in it.
Beyonce was in it. They had a lot of great people. The problem is they committed.
Back, what's his name? Darth Vader.
Oh, James Earl Jones.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
they did.
James Earl,
and they what they did is they committed to this hyper realism early on again, and it just looked terrible. And
voice casting was better.
The voice casting was great, but the fucking
in some things it works,
looks of it was
but
bad.
Like I've literally seen, I'm sure you guys have seen the AI like redo of Lion King, but it's like looking like the cartoon characters.
Yeah,
it looks immediately better. Like if they had done that style, like realistic
just make
looking,
them cartoon. Was like Sonic.
It would have been good.
Yeah, like Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic.
Get away from it. Yep.
There was immediate backlash as soon as
Yeah,
people
like,
saw
guys,
it.
this
Like,
looks
why
horrible.
the fuck you making him
That's
look
literally-
humanized?
Yeah.
Original Sonic looked like Lion King, and they just never changed Lion King characters to look like
Better.
new Sonic.
Yeah,
Like,
And
exactly.
they do that. They do that with all these
The-
live
yeah,
actions.
The Little
because
Mermaid
that was
did
the
the
problem
same
with
thing.
the Little Mermaid.
Yes, they did this
Yes.
hyper realism, and it made Sebastian as well as they had to minimize the
Even
role
though
of
they
Flounder.
had literally the live action Ariel.
Yeah, and Flounder was literally minimized because it just didn't work. He didn't look good.
And
He
the casting
didn't
was.
get in
I
there.
like Melissa McCarthy as Ursula.
Perfect, yeah.
I love
The end scene was so dark.
Chloe Bailey is just Halle Bailey.
Halle Bailey is
Halle
so
Bailey. Yeah.
fucking
Well, hang on. Well, she was
amazing.
great.
I would
How
do
is there
anything.
Halle- How is there Haley Bailey and Halle Berry? What's going on?
Because both of them are extremely
Well,
hot. It
either
is what
way,
it
you
is.
say hallelujah.
Yeah, amen, brother. Amen.
Like
Fucking men to that
Halle
one.
Bailey,
I'll
Halle
say,
Berry,
yeah.
hallelujah.
Yep, absolutely.
Mink Mill would say that.
Yeah,
Hallelujah.
he would. Now let's go ahead. Jungle Book. Did we see this? Anybody see
Yes,
this?
I saw this.
What was it? Good,
Yeah.
bad?
This is a Jon Favreau jump.
Oh, okay. So you thought it was good.
Great.
You thought it was,
I thought it
great.
was great,
What did you
yeah.
think, Peter?
I feel like it hasn't aged fantastically, but it's still pretty good. The CG in this one's actually good because it's like, I think Serkis is in this, or like leading the
Yeah,
second
Andy
unit
Serkis,
direction.
isn't it?
Oh, okay. I like
Yeah,
Andy
very
Serkis. Yeah.
good stuff.
Okay, so we'll go
I
ahead
am
and
also
say good
biased
then.
towards Jon Favreau.
Okay, so we'll say good then for this
Yeah,
Jungle Book.
I
Like,
think that's fair.
yeah, there's some weird stuff. People are like going back over some of these films now. Like I've seen on YouTube the viral video of like the ape singing scene, and literally the characters don't move, and it just camera cuts to them singing different lines, but they never move like at all, which does look weird. But like when you first watch it, it's like you don't really notice that sort of stuff.
I hate the fact what they did with King Louis. I hate the ending of this movie. It's fucking terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Not because now that I was thinking about it, I was like, wait, the end. What did I hate about this movie? The ending is terrible. King Louis, when he comes into the original cartoon, is just like, he's very charismatic, is really cool. Like, you're like, I kind of side with this guy over Baloo a little bit right now. But in the live action, they make King Louis this big giant monkey who's just like weirdly singing.
And he looks hideous.
Yeah, it looks hideous. Yeah, actually, I would say this movie's more meh.
More meh? Holy shit. Let's put okay.
Wait, that's the
Okay.
wrong one. Don't do that.
Oh, sorry.
Don't do that to Robin Shou.
Let's put it okay. Let's say okay. Now, let's go ahead. Sorcerer's Apprentice is fucking awful.
Amazing.
No, you're a fucking idiot.
It's Nicolas Cage.
Sorcerer's-
This movie... is yeah.
Up
yeah.
until you guys mentioned this was one of the questions because I didn't know that Sorcerer's Apprentice was a remake of the Fantasia thing.
I didn't
It
either.
is.
No, I was trying to figure out why this was on
I
here.
should have put that in my fucking game.
Oh, no, I
Yeah,
had
it's
no
a
idea.
remake of. It's based on. Fantasia's based on a book called Sorcerer's Apprentice, and then this is a remake of apparently
the-
Do you
Fantasia.
Oh,
remember?
shit.
Maybe. Do you guys remember watching Sorcerer's Stone as a kid?
Yeah. What do you mean?
I
Wait.
mean, yeah, there was this a movie, an animated Disney movie with essentially King Arthur, not King Arthur, but no, King Arthur, and then Merlin, and it was
Okay.
the kid pulls.
Oh,
the,
Sword in the Stone, yeah.
Yeah, the sword and the stone.
Okay.
Yes. I thought this was going to be more like that.
Yeah,
And this movie, it was very different. I remember liking it only because I was a Nicolas Cage stan, which I still am to this day, I will admit.
You literally said that he was the worst actor in the world like 5 days ago.
I love his.
But he's also the
look when
best
he
actor
looks
in the
high.
world.
No, I can't. I swear
Well,
to God.
you know,
So,
yeah.
Sorcerer's Apprentice is Jay Baruchel, which I love.
I love G.
Jay Baruchel is the only decent part here, and there's a couple cool scenes where he uses like Tesla coils in order to like do like mesh it with music,
Yeah.
and it kind of sounds really cool, and I do like that idea.
I feel
but
like
generally
some of Doctor
speaking,
Strange took from that.
Possibly. I think that generally speaking, though, what it does is it has two focuses. It has the one focus on the love story, which is overdone, but also it's under focused on because then you have this weird story with
You know when
Nicolas
this
Cage,
came out-
and then you have the CGI fucking eagle at the end that makes me want to kill myself.
Well, you know when
But,
this
yeah,
came out, it was competing with Percy Jackson.
Oh, Percy Jackson was
Was
better. I stand by
superior.
that. Yeah, I stand by
No,
that.
Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson has
Well,
a
that's
lot of
where
flaws,
we first saw
but
Alexandria Daddario.
yeah, and yeah, and then she's yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Alexandra Daddario, hot woman, blue eyes.
Yeah.
She was in there.
Sorry, Jason categorizes every movie by attractive women. That's just
No,
kind of like how
Yeah,
he
I
does
mean,
it.
I can relate to that. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I didn't like that film. I didn't know she was in
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Wait,
see,
who
it
is
makes
it?
it all better.
But the same dude that was in Percy Jackson was also in Tropic Thunder. And he was the one who was in the booty
What?
juice or whatever it was.
I don't remember the film. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Sorcerer's Apprentice came out in a time where I remember as a kid watching a bunch of like weird fantasy live action films like this.
All
Percy
of these
Jackson,
came
like,
out
a lot
like
of them were
Mortal
just not great.
Instruments, lovely.
Oh, Mortal
yeah,
Instruments.
yeah,
no,
that
Let Me
was-
Bones is
yeah.
not the same thing at all.
No. Like that's why I immediately stopped. But Mortal Instruments, all these movies came
Yeah.
out. These fantasy movies.
I remember some film, maybe it's this one, and you guys are gonna remind me, but I remember some film where the whole plot was just like some lion from a fantasy world chasing like a kid or like a wolf
No, I'm
or
pretty
something,
sure.
and he had like magic
The
powers.
Lion,
was
the Witch,
her-
and the Wardrobe?
No, I'm pretty sure that was this. I'm pretty sure it was Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Is it? Yeah,
the,
maybe.
The lion comes to life from
Well,
Times
no, there's
Square.
like a bull.
Well,
No, the
yeah,
bull
the
comes to
life
life.
from Times
Yeah,
Square.
yeah. I
Yeah,
don't
not a good
remember the
film.
line. Let's go ahead and Pinocchio. Have we seen this?
I watched half of it and I turned it off.
Okay, so we're going awful.
Yeah, it's
some
awful.
of it, and
I love
it
Tom
just
Hanks,
doesn't
but
look
now it's
good.
awful.
Okay, it's awful.
It's
No,
the same thing again.
yeah.
Literally, all of these Dumbo, Lady and the Tramp, Mulan, Pinocchio are all like COVID era production films, and they're just all fucking like.
Well, and
not-
this came out
God.
around the same time as Guillermo's movie, and I just prefer
Yeah,
that.
Guillermo's superior. Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, Guillermo.
And
Guillermo
of course,
Because originally
supremacy.
Guillermo was supposed to direct
Yeah,
this.
Guillermo
I'm pretty
supremacy.
sure. And then Disney
it goes
told-
Disney's
said no.
Pinocchio, Guillermo's Pinocchio, and then there's that Swedish Pinocchio, and that's the best Pinocchio of the year. Have you guys seen that
Swedish
one?
No, I haven't.
No.
I didn't even know there was.
Oh, you have to look it up. It's it's so good. It's like the room
like
of
Winnie the Pooh,
animated
Blood and Honey?
films.
Oh no.
It's like Way the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Probably.
No, I think it's just.
We'll have to watch it.
Okay,
I'll
so
find the clip,
let's
yeah.
do. So finally, Pete's Dragon. Pete's
Awesome.
Dragon is awesome. I
Awesome.
swear to God, I will
I-
not waver.
So I remember the exact day I watched this.
So do
film.
I.
I was gonna watch it because when I remember watching Puff the Magic Dragon as a kid
Okay.
and not realizing it was about weed and then just being like weed is awesome.
Yeah, or
As an adult. So
Yeah.
but basically Pete's Dragon, when I saw this, I was in my basement, lights out, just candles lit, watched this movie. I cried at the end of it.
so fucking base. I saw this movie in the theater.
Yeah.
And I kind of remember the end that like the dragon has to leave or whatever.
I was like, no.
Yeah, and it
'cause
was
they
so
made it
sad.
look so adorable.
No, wait, no. And then they have like the scenes where like he takes him up to the mill.
Well, they keep trying to hurt the dragon.
They keep trying to kill him and
you
shit.
want bust through the screen
dragon,
and
it's
then
like,
beat the shit
yeah, it's
out
like
of
no, let him have his dragon, and it's the only friend that this kid has.
Yeah.
And then nobody believed him, but then all of a sudden everybody wants to take this dragon for
and put
profit.
him, for like a zoo type
Yeah,
shit.
it was literally like King Kong, except for a kid's dragon film. It was fucking amazing.
A kid's entry into what King Kong is.
Yeah, like what the idea is of like, yeah, you're taking away this thing from nature and trying to profit off of it because of this fucked up capitalist society.
Anyway,
it was
like,
a fantastic film, and it didn't like
camouflage itself, and you couldn't see it because of
exactly.
that.
And I didn't know what to expect when I
didn't
saw
either.
this film, but when I watched it, I was like, holy shit, this is like better than anything I could have hoped for.
Well,
so
yeah,
this is an awesome
because
film.
Pete's Dragon used live action with animation.
Yeah, did it? I don't remember
Yes,
the end. Yeah, it was like
yep.
a really yeah.
It was a like 1970s Disney movie, but I remember, and that's where Puff the Magic Dragon spawned from. Is Pete's Dragon,
Gotcha.
and then I remember watching. Yeah, it blew me away about how much I want a dragon in my life.
Yeah, absolutely. I want a dragon too. Anyway, Peter, have you seen it?
I have not. I just added it to my watch list.
Yeah, you should. It's
Yeah.
a great. It's a simple film. It's a relatively simple film, but it's really good.
I mean,
What
it's.
do you guys... Go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say,
That's
like,
right.
it's a type of movie that, I don't know, like, if you ever lost a pet or something like that, like, immediately when you watch this film, you understand this
Maybe
kid.
I shouldn't watch it.
Yeah, this kid's love for this dragon. That
It makes it less
felt
sad
like
than,
the
like,
dragon
Marley
was
and
the
Me.
only one who loved him unconditionally, and that's like the pet.
Yeah, because
like,
the dragon
your
didn't
pet,
do
your dog or
anything,
your
and
cat
it
or
just tried to
whatever it might be,
protect
your
him all the
rabbit.
time. It was
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
It's-
Okay.
All right,
it's-
so
it's
you
amazing.
guys have seen them. Where would you put Peter Pan and?
Peter Pan is great. I
Okay,
really like Peter
People
Pan.
are shitting on this movie right now.
Fuck those people. They're idiots. Peter Pan is extremely
So,
relevant to the
Jude
original.
Law
Jude Law
works as
killed it.
There's problems with this movie.
Of course.
Yeah.
There's problems with every movie.
But the kid
The
who
only
they
thing I heard is that the
got
Lost
to
Boys
play
are
Peter
girls.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, no, they're not all
Actually,
girls.
they got
There's like a couple
okay,
girls.
They got a mentally challenged person to play one of the Lost Boys.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
And just act like a normal kid.
Yeah, they didn't call attention to it like, oh, this is a
It was
diversity cast. They just let him
absolutely
be part of
amazing.
it.
The
It was
kid who played
fantastic.
Peter Pan was, oh my god,
Yeah,
casting.
and there was a couple girls that were in the Lost Boys, but like it wasn't like, oh, hey, look at
It
this.
was almost, if you've seen the original Peter Pan cartoon, it was almost a frame by frame of the original Peter Pan cartoon. It was that, and when I watched this
absolutely.
movie, I was like, holy shit, they're doing the whole live act. This
yeah.
is what I want.
My only issue is it could have taken a couple more liberties. Like it could have added a couple more things.
Yeah,
that's
fair.
about. I don't think it took enough risks.
But it is not trash.
No, it's a great. I would say it's great, and Little Mermaid, I would say, is awesome. I really liked Little Mermaid. I think the biggest issue with Little Mermaid is that Sebastian
not
the
enough
Crab.
Halle Bailey.
There's not enough Halle Bailey, and then the Sebastian the Crab as well as Flounder look
okay.
terrible.
So
That's it.
basically, the biggest issue was
Aquafina.
So oh god, I can't stand that bitch. But anyway,
Of course, they cast Aquafina.
Yeah,
in
Dude,
it.
she
course.
raps in it.
So the person who does the new Sebastian the Crab, I don't mind. So this is the problem, right? Under the Sea, you need that deep, like, type of voice of the original Sebastian the Crab, the actor who actually died before this movie
thing
was
came
being
out,
made. So he passed away before, and they had to I think they were gonna go with him. Anyway, his deep voice works extremely well with Under the Sea. However, the new Sebastian, the voice actor they got for Sebastian the Crab, he works better for Kiss the Girl.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that like Under the Sea has a lot of really high pitch kind of like da 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 like Caribbean style like sounds, and having the
And Kiss
lower
the Girl's
pitch
too short.
Kiss the Girl's too short, but also like having that lower pitch voice kind of evens out the whole
And then
range.
Aquafina raps,
in
and I
those
was
things.
ready to kill
So
myself.
that's the biggest thing is I don't like the hyper realism
she
of the Crab and
rap?
Flounder. She comes in, she's
Well,
gully.
because she's
the
got to
seagull.
steal from the culture.
Yeah, of course. And so she comes in and she has a moment where like Ariel has
literal
lost her voice
seagull.
already. Yeah, she plays the seagull and and then like Ariel loses her voice because she gets her
Gully.
feet. And so then she's like she's in the thing getting ready to go like have her day with the prince, and Gully comes in with Sebastian the Crab and they go back and forth
and
and rap.
Sebastian the Crab looks way too photorealistic.
Way too realistic.
I don't like it. I hate
And
it.
fucking Aquafina sits there and raps and is the first person to rap in a live-action Disney film that I am aware of who was already been accused of culture vulturing from black people based on the fact that she kind of took from rap culture and then shit on it.
Okay, I'm giving her a chance again.
Yeah.
She better not fucking go back and start to pretend to be black again.
Okay, hold on.
And then she did it in The Little Mermaid, and she just...
It's a little intense.
Well, no, I'm just saying. Like, Shang-Chi...
Are you guys forgetting about the massive rap that Simba had in Lion King?
Oh, I'm sorry. I pushed
Donald
it out of
Glover had
my
a whole-
brain. I pushed it out of my
Nah.
brain. I pushed it out of my
Could you
brain.
imagine?
I'm not gonna lie, I pushed it out of my brain. Either way, listen, the point of the matter is having her in there and culture vulturing regardless and still like rapping for no reason. It was just because also her voice just is.
Well, at least
not
I literally
good.
Javier Bardem works perfectly as King Triton.
Oh my god, dude, he's the guy that plays
He
Negan.
sounds exactly
the guy
like
that plays Negan in Walking Dead.
Dude,
he was so good, and
Yeah,
he
he's
does sound Halle Bailey sounds exactly like Ariel, and he
Javier
sounds
Bardem-
exactly like King Triton.
No
I've
Country
been
for Old Men is
dreading-
one of the greatest movies
Yeah,
we've
it's
ever
a great
seen.
movie. Yeah, it's a great movie.
I've been dreading Javier because he had a horrible performance in The Last Pirates, and he basically played the same character. He looks
I
so
didn't watch The
similar.
Last Pirates.
I did. I had Kaya Scodelario, who is from Skins.
It ended after 3.
No, listen. I'm not gonna lie. I need to rewatch it. I'm biased because I watched
She
the
became
show
a single
Skins.
mom.
I watched the show Skins
Remember,
when
she
I was
became a
younger,
single
and I
mom.
liked Kaya
That was dope.
Scodelario.
And then Wakanda
I-
So
Forever
to see
took
her
the
as
same
the
thing.
lead, I was happy about. But
Yeah, I actually I watched Pirates 5 and actually enjoyed it on a room level where it's like so bad that it's good. Like Javier Bardem's performance in that, where he's like all the time. is actually funny. And then literally at the end of the film in the fight, he has this monologue where we were like sitting there partially drunk, but we were like, what the fuck is he saying? And we literally brought our roommate in who speaks Spanish because we were like, oh, he must be speaking Spanish. And he's
we
like,
should watch
no,
that.
he's not speaking Spanish.
We
he's
should
just
watch that
mumbling.
right now.
I think it's...
He's just yelling gibberish at Jack
I think
Sparrow.
it's like Scary Movie, I think 5 or 4, where they do like a parody of The Grudge, and then Sydney walks in, and then she starts to say, I Kung Fu Chinese, why do you like, it's a really
Oh my
racist.
God.
And then, the Grudge kid says, your Chinese offends me or something like that.
I think too the one thing too is because Kaya Scodelario was the female that kind of leads part of that movie, if I remember correctly, of Pirates. And it's funny because she was one of the leads.
The Mermaids was actually not a bad. I liked.
Oh no, the Mermaids is a good idea. But so she led in Maze Runner. She was the female lead of Maze Runner.
The lead mermaid.
No, in Maze Runner, like the movie series, she was the lead. Okay. And I remember I loved the first Maze Runner, and then they came out with like the second one, I think, or it was the third one, that they like didn't do any promo for, and they are really good movie. That was one of those. But they did no promo for, and then they kind of just rushed it out without any of it. What I found out later is apparently Kaya Scodelario left early from the set of Maze Runner in order to shoot Pirates of the Caribbean, and then Pirates of the Caribbean was so bad that I haven't seen her get cast in another movie ever again.
Well, that's the idea. Like, I don't understand why people are like clamoring for Johnny Depp to come back as Jack Sparrow. It's like, have you seen the last piece of shit Pirates movie?
Yeah,
like,
right? Come on, do we really need more?
Yeah,
it's
like we don't
so
need him to
good,
come
though.
back.
Yeah, it's fantastic. We're gonna have to watch it.
I reckon for a Smokin session, like smoke up a bit and watch it is like, because now that you mentioned that chick, I remember her, but like the only thing we notice throughout the whole film is she's literally just like in this massive corset, leaning forward the whole time. And
Which
it's
one
like,
was Penelope
it's
Cruz?
so funny.
The fourth one.
Fourth one.
Fourth? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, fourth one.
The fourth one's actually
fifth one. I
bad.
definitely fourth one.
Fourth one is terrible, but the thing
Was
is
the
the
fourth
fourth
one
one
the
is
mermaids?
yeah, but it's so bad that it's boring.
But the main mermaid's pretty hot.
very hot.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. It makes it better.
Just saying,
Like
that's-
it's okay.
the
It makes
aftertaste.
it better.
But she's very cute. She's very like.
Yeah, we
yeah.
had no.
Jason
Did she
probably
ever
knows the
cast?
name of the
But no, I
actress.
did like no. But
Probably.
hang on, like I
Dude.
did like the story because the whole idea, the dude had to decide, right? He was in love with this mermaid.
Yeah.
He
no,
wasn't.
that's true.
He couldn't.
Yeah.
It was
I
he
like the
willing to
idea.
die
Jason-
for?
I like the
And
idea.
Jason's
like, "I'm
Real
gonna
quick,
die."
I need to throw this out there, and we can kind of like we're done with the tier list, so we can kind of end on here for a second soon. But I remember we can cut this if need be. But there's one thing that this is what I realized that Jason will like define movies by hot women. Was do you know Old Boy?
Yeah.
So there's the original version, the Korean version, which we watched and was super based. Amazing movie. One of the best I've seen. Fucked up twist at the end.
Fucked up twisted endings.
And so I didn't know what Old Boy was really before we watched it, other than Bobby Lee had
Josh
mentioned
Brolin
it.
and Elizabeth Olsen.
And then I found out like that there was the American version with Elizabeth Olsen. Now Jason, for the 3 years that he lived out here prior to us watching the original Old Boy, he would mention a movie with Elizabeth Olsen in a sex scene with her breasts out.
That's just
and it turns out that movie was Old Boy, and that was the only reason he knew about Old Boy to begin with. And then it started to piece together in my mind that every movie was just like, if you can name the hottest female in the movie, then Jason will remember it most of the time. It's very funny.
Well, no, I have to.
It's very funny.
Well,
it's not bad. It's hilarious.
Well, yeah, no, it's like plant the flag.
No,
basically, there's something about a movie, a detail that I have to plant in order to remember that movie.
And it's a hot person.
But however,
like you like Tom Cruise, and
in
he's
my
a hot
opinion,
individual,
now
so
that I think about it, the only reason why they had to show Elizabeth Olsen topless
because it was a worse
is
version.
Because it was the far worse version.
Yeah, than the original. Absolutely.
And then when we watched the original, that was the most fucked up ending I've ever seen in my goddamn life.
Incest.
Yeah,
Nobody knows what that means.
I can relate, Jason. I mean, like, I don't like, like we all have good opinions on movies, I feel like. But
yeah, we do.
There's also, like, it's good to enjoy films for that element. Like, I watched, have you guys seen Triangle of Sadness from last year?
No, I have not.
No.
That's what's good.
It was one of my favorite films, but, like, I was really upset because the lead female in that, same thing, like, super attractive, and she's dead, and I was so upset.
No.
Because I was like, I'm never going to get to see her again. And by the end, I was like looking her up. I'm like, I'm going to watch another movie with her. She was really hot.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Holy shit. She died really young. 32.
Damn. Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to watch that movie. That sounds good. Goddamn.
Yeah. No, yeah. Like, this movie is pretty highly rated.
Yeah.
So
No, I do. Listen, I think it's natural, especially for men, too, because, like, if you have
Triangle
a bad...
of Sadness, sorry, not to interrupt. Triangle of Sadness, I watched it because it was the first film ever to have the director win back-to-back Palme d'Ors.
Really?
Okay.
Holy shit.
Good. Check that out.
Yeah.
So good.
It's got when I was looking at it, it looked like a really relatively unknown cast, like a first role type thing.
Other than Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Well, Woody Harrelson he is our Tommy. He's our.
There was also the
Tommy
Green
Chong.
Book that I need to watch with Viggo Mortensen and the one guy that we really like from Luke Cage.
Yeah.
That apparently was really good. There's a couple of movies from the past few years that have been like really good that I've seen on like TikTok, etc. That like gotta go kind of watch. But let's see here. So we have 101 Dalmatians and Pete's Dragon in Awesome. We have Alice in Wonderland, the first Maleficent, and the 1990s Jungle Book in Great.
Robin Shue.
With Robin Shue. We have the second Alice in Wonderland in Good. We have OK, Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, and the other Jungle Book by Jon Favreau.
Jungle Book.
Rewatch
it. I've got to put it probably on the same level as Aladdin. Honestly.
Okay. We have Meh as Aladdin. We have Bad as Dumbo and Lady and the Tramp. And then we have Awful as Mulan, The Lion King, Sorcerer's Apprentice, and Pinocchio. And we have not seen the second Maleficent, Cruella, Christopher Robin, or 102 Dalmatians.
I haven't seen the so my whole thing with the live action Mulan.
Yeah.
As soon as I figured out they weren't gonna have the dragon in there, I was like, fuck this noise. I ain't watching it.
Well, yeah, the dragon's one of the biggest parts.
Eddie Murphy is incredible as Mishu.
Well, also, like, even in the play, they have the dragon. I don't understand how you do a movie
that's
without
whole
the
part
dragon.
of it. Like Mulan, I didn't even need to make it like because their whole thing was we're gonna make a live action more female empowerment.
Yeah, it's based.
But
that's
you can't
why they were
make
like,
it
it's
more
based,
female
guys.
empowerment than the original cartoon because the whole original cartoon
Was already the
she's
most
a woman
possible.
doing what these men can, and as well as leading these men into a battle against the Huns or
the Huns,
Genghis Khan and everything. Yeah, like
they're hung.
They have large cocks.
Yeah, apparently I don't know. But no, man, you weren't gonna make a better version.
No,
of that.
you weren't. You weren't for sure.
Yeah,
And they're
they
like, we're
only
gonna
made
make
this
it
because
realistic.
China.
We're gonna be
They're
Last
like, we can
Samurai
make
with
a
Tom
lot.
Cruise.
Yeah. Oh my
But
God.
they realize they can make a lot of money in China if they made this. So.
No, that's true, and that's also why
Fast and
probably
Furious
they removed certain
domestically has
aspects.
been doing terrible.
Really,
But
Yeah.
because of the international market, this movie's gonna make money.
China and India love schlop at the moment. Like,
Yeah.
any film is, like,
Even though India has
classic
great movies.
blockbuster,
Yo,
they'll eat it.
fuck India though. I'm not gonna lie. Until you remove the copy strikes on our channel, you fucking bitches.
Hang on, they have
fuck India.
There's
what? Are you about to tell me? Oh, it's not all Indian people.
Recent movie that me and Rocky watched that I highly recommend. Private Society or Polite Society.
Polite Society was really
It's
good.
a really good action.
It was a
film.
British action comedy. It
Yeah.
was fucking probably one of the best I've seen from this year.
I hated that bitch at the beginning, but by the time at the
Got to
end,
the end, it
she
was
was proven
fantastic.
right, and I was like, what the fuck?
Absolutely. All right. Well.
All right, yeah.
we,
Let me
yeah.
let you guys, while you're screen sharing, you can pull
Yeah.
up, watch like a couple seconds of the real true Pinocchio to end it off with the best animated live action adaptation ever.
Real true Pinocchio. All right, let's do it.
You said it's a Swedish version.
Yeah. Well, the
I think
Swedes really know
it's
what they're doing.
something.
It's a
It's some
thing.
European animation studio.
Got it. Oh wait, why do I not hear?
Is this about to be Shrek for life?
Please be Shrek for life. That would be fucking
Where he
hilarious.
walks into his room and he's gonna rape.
Why is there no audio?
True story. Wait,
Did Lion King
no,
cover it?
wait,
Dude, this looks so bad.
Bro, you
Maybe just look
can't
up
say something
Pinocchio,
as
True Story.
Pauly Shore and John Heder.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It did
Yep.
not. It did not have Pauly Shore. There's no
I already
fucking way, dude.
know it's not.
There you go.
Oh, it's
now,
Lionsgate.
what should we name you? Maybe story.
Oh wait, shit.
Name you.
There's no
Maybe
way this is good.
Leonardo.
There's no
Okay.
way.
Dude, what is this animation?
Who only cares about pizza? I don't believe my
Dude, when he
eyes.
swings
Your
onto the
name will
horse,
be
that's the best bit.
Pinocchio.
I've seen indie games with better voice
I
acting.
Dude,
wanna
for
leave
real,
to
and
be on my
better.
own.
No.
You are
Dude.
too
Oh my
Wait,
god.
Pauly Shore's Pinocchio?
The timeless story.
Our last few shows
Yeah, see?
barely had any
You got the Disney one,
We just need to
Guillermo del Toro, and then this Pinocchio.
Come on.
Pinnacle of
Oh
cinema.
my god.
You know what this reminds me of? Hoodwinked.
What?
Hoodwinked.
Oh, it does. Yes. This totally has Hoodwink 5. The animation level is the same as
Hoodwink's
Hoodwink.
actually good though.
No, you lying motherfucker.
And let's just say it's so
What?
bad it's good.
No,
Yeah,
you
the
like
Schnitzel
Hoodwink?
Man.
It's so
Yeah,
bad it's so
That's
good, right?
great.
Like that's what you're
The
going.
Yeah,
Schnitzel song
yeah.
is like an absolute banger.
Yeah, that's true. No, it is so bad that it's good. I'll give you that.
Hoodwink 2 is actually.
Over the Hedge is an underrated.
Over the Hedge was good. I liked Over the Hedge.
Is in love with Bella.
Monster House
Yeah, but that's,
is one of the best anime movies I've ever seen.
That is
Monster
what.
House
Oh
is
my god, what
fantastic.
is that? What the fuck is
That's a
that?
cat.
Ew.
Whoa,
I'm
come
gonna
on.
vomit, dude.
That might be Tom Kenny.
Please kill yourself. Holy shit, Tom Kenny. Okay, so, Peter, do you want to go ahead and,
Wait, you
take
saying
us
this
out?
is on the same level as the Guillermo's?
Oh, no,
it's
he's saying
higher.
it's so bad.
This is the pinnacle.
It's the room of...
Oh wait, you're saying this is the pinnacle.
He's saying it's the room of, like, animated films. That's what he said earlier. That Peter said. So it's like the room bad.
Okay.
So we'll have to watch it.
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead and
Yeah,
take
that's
us out here,
our,
Peter?
That's our take on all of the Disney live action films and
Hells yeah.
everything else.
Yeah.
Let us know down in the comments if you agree. If we have any hot takes that you completely disagree with, let us know. You can follow all of our socials. Jason and Rocky's channels are linked down there. My channels will be linked down there. If you want to follow any of us, check out our other content. All of us do content around film and trailers and stuff like that. So
Hell yeah.
check that stuff out. And we'll see you guys soon with another tripod.
Tripod.
See you next time, guys.
Bye.
I stay out of my head.